All right. Welcome to episode 2 of the That's My Quarterback podcast. We are the official podcast of the Madden Curse League.
That's right.
Also the only podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone wants to try to challenge us, but they probably shouldn't.
That'd be a big mistake.
That'd be a big mistake.
Yeah, we had like 12 viewers. Big
Yeah, we're
mistake.
setting records here. Anyways, you guys might mention that today we're on video. So, yeah, we're trying something new. We're supposed to have microphones, but bought the wrong ones.
Yeah,
So, hopefully next episode we can get the audio a little bit better for everybody. But yeah, we're live from my office once again. Got the nice little Kramer picture in the background. That's another thing that I forgot was we did have the debate on what were the best TV shows.
Right, and everyone roasted me because I picked a bunch of cartoon shows,
Cartoon shows.
wholesome
And then
shows.
like the shows that were just like all on TV all the time when we were younger. Yeah. But those were good shows, but yeah, with all the streaming stuff though, I don't know. I think I watched too much TV
Yeah,
in the last 10 years of my life.
I was thinking on our podcast, Stephen, we said our goal was to beat Keith and have 2 viewers. I think we need to up that goal, and I think we should shoot for the stars and say our goal is to have Leighton listen to our podcast.
Wow. That would be, I think he's worth at least like 20 views.
Now, who is that guy? Where is
We
that?
need we need picture proof of him again. Apparently there was picture proof, but I can't remember. But anyways, well, I'm here with my pink iPad today, my wife's pink iPad, and yeah. So one of the first things, as far as feedback that we got from the last podcast, well, it was positive feedback, and thank you guys for listening. Definitely more people listen than I think we thought would.
Yeah, I'm still getting asked from people not even in the league for the link to the podcast. Too.
Yes.
So a lot of support.
Feel free to share, and obviously I posted that we're now on YouTube, so subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yeah.
Is that your channel?
Tell your friends. Yeah, did you see the old video that was still on there?
Is it like
Of Vinny Wakeford?
That's right, I saw that.
Yeah.
Did you take that off or is it
Classic. No, I think it's still there. But
watch
maybe,
that video. Check it
yeah,
out.
maybe before you show it to, I don't know, Pastor Carlos or something. You need to take off the video of me telling Vinny to chuck. Yeah, but yeah, that's an all-time video, even though you can barely make it out. So yeah, we're on YouTube. Check us out, subscribe. Madden Cursed official podcast. Oh, and I should mention that we have sponsors.
That's right, 2 so far.
Sponsored by Richmond Chevrolet and Big Joe's Pool Service. Yeah, so we're coming up. If anyone would like to sponsor, hey,
fill out the form.
yeah, please. We'll take anyone. Well, not anyone, but just about anyone. So let's get on to it. So if you remember from the first episode, first segment is going to be chat, which there was a lot of chat going on in between the last podcast and this one. I know a lot of time has gone by. I mean, we're busy guys. Give us a break. I do have a newborn son now.
We each have 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 kids. You each have 3 kids now. Chance Kyle Millie. I did post him in the group chat. I think, what did Fonzie say? That I posted it in the group chat before I sent it to my family?
Yes, we need to know if that's true or
That was
not.
false. I did send it to my family first. But you guys were probably top 5.
I'll take top 5.
Top 5. Yeah.
five.
Maybe even 3rd.
Her
I
family,
think it was the family.
your family.
Yeah, both families, 1 and 2. And then, who was next? Dang, it might have been 3. I can't remember. But it was definitely top 5.
Well, Fonzie's having a kid here in December.
That's right.
Yeah. Him and his wife are expecting. I expect Fonzie we got to be in the top 2 of the league.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't happen,
It's got to happen. You think Fonzie wants his kid to be a 2nd round pick one day?
he would love a 2nd round pick. He would probably trade his kid for a 2nd round pick.
Probably.
That guy loves 2nd round picks.
He's addicted to them.
I was gonna ask about the name Chance, because I have to know. You know, you have Drew Brees, you have Cole Beasley. Are you naming this kid after Chance the Rapper?
Well, let's put some claims to bed.
Mm-hmm.
The names we have chosen are names we chose because we like the names.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else is just speculation. So Drew, I will say I do like Drew Brees.
Mm-hmm.
I wore the same number as him in high school, not because of Drew Brees, but happenstance. And Drew Brees also shorter quarterback. So yeah, I mean, I'm a Drew Brees fan, but not why I named my son Drew. Cole, definitely not after Cole Beasley. No hate on Cole Beasley. We love short white wide receivers on this podcast. So
And in the league.
yeah, and the league in general. Hunter Renfrow back in the league. Did I see that? Maybe.
I think he signed. I don't know. I want to say Carolina. I could just be.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think he's on Carolina.
Is that right?
So yeah, another win for the White Boys. Anyways,
Well, if anyone wants Xavier Legette, let me know. Hunter Renfrow's there.
anyways, I think I was telling you at church, I didn't actually name my boys after football players. I named them after rappers. So I have Chance the Rapper, and then Cole, J. Cole, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and then Drew was. I think I was saying Dr. Dre, but then we just put a W at the end.
You misspelled.
Drew, yeah.
Misspelled.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I just want my boys to be straight up gangsters, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
One day they'll be rapping the intro for this podcast.
maybe. Yeah, maybe. And if I can ever figure out how to add an audio intro,
Mm-hmm.
stay tuned. We might have a slapping intro.
Talking about you, Keith. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. All right. So to get started, I mean, I guess we already did get started, but one of the first things we wanted to cover was the apology.
Mm.
The apology. And if you remember on the last podcast, Joe expressed his heartfelt. How would you describe it?
My heartfelt hatred
Okay.
for the actions of our commissioner. I think I may have come on a little too strong, but I've got nothing but positive feedback about that segment. But I think it hit just right because as soon as he listened to it, he issued an apology statement that we're gonna discuss.
Yes. So I think the apology was such a good apology that I'm just gonna read it again. I know we all read it back on June 19th, but here it is. Jeff Rogers, just after he finished part 2 of the That's My Quarterback podcast. Commissioner's statement regarding the Great Waiver Wild West Incident. I forgot he made that name for it.
That is
probably the best name.
That is what our league is built on, by the way. That's the foundation of our league.
Right. Definitely one of the foundations. All right. Fellow league members, I come before you today not as your all-knowing commissioner, but as a humble mortal who, in a moment of oversight, left the waiver wire gates wide open like a buffet at an all-you-can-eat fantasy feast at the start of our opening season. Yes, waivers were supposed to be locked, and fab was to be spent. Yes, everyone just looted the player pool like it was Black Friday at Best Buy in 2010. Good old days. Mistakes were made. Chaos reigned. But from chaos comes clarity. Waivers have been fixed thanks to our new sleeper format, and order will be restored. Until then, enjoy your ill-gotten gains. All 3 that are still relevant. Just know that Karma plays fantasy football too, and maybe, just maybe, I will entertain Joe's pizza party idea. Commissioner, aka Sleepy Jeff, out. Reaction.
You know, when I read it initially, I thought, wow, what a wonderful, great apology. I think we're getting through to Jeff. And I started to like the guy. Actually, hearing it now, I realized that he shifted the blame to our league platform, saying the issue was that we weren't on Sleeper before. If you remember, and if you don't listen to the podcast, episode 1, my big issue is that he knew about 40 minutes before he announced it to the league. in that statement, does he apologize for not announcing it to the league sooner, Kyle?
I don't believe he does, Joe.
He does not. So now that I'm hearing it in this nice office where I can hear the echo and I can hear it a couple times bouncing off the walls, I don't think that was as heartfelt as I initially thought, because he, like I said, he didn't take blame. He didn't talk about why he had left it open for 45 minutes while he continued to add
He did say
the players.
He did say oversight, but you're right. There were a lot of things he did not address.
Yes, and then now I will say this: after hearing that, I don't think the pizza party is going to do it. I don't think the pizza party is going to be quite enough of an apology. I hear, and I just got on board. I hear, Jeffrey, you are a great barbecuer, like legitimate.
Chef Jeff.
Put Guy Fieri to shame. I think we need to have a pulled pork party to make up for this debacle. I think Jeff needs to make the league some pulled pork sandwiches, and me, Big Chicken Joe, I'll forgive you once I get some of that barbecue. But as for the statement, I'm questioning it. I'm questioning his apology.
Okay. Definitely, my initial reaction was I liked it. I thought it was a good apology. Joe, your next message was #Justice for Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I had a similar immediate reaction. I think it was so well articulated,
Yes.
but maybe you're right. I think maybe the words being so well put,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he did this on purpose, you know, to make us, you know, feel a little bit better about him as our commissioner.
Kind of.
I was thinking his approval rating trending up. I still think trending up a little bit, not as much as I did when I first read it initially. I think we need a little bit more out of him.
Right, you know, I am tired of being manipulated by this man. He is, since joining this league, Jeff, you have done nothing but keep me up at night with your crazy last minute rules and your manipulation. Here I am thinking that this is genuine repentance of your waiver wire sin, and yet, after reading the apology, I think we know where your heart is. Like I said, pulled pork sandwiches will go a long way.
It would. Yeah, I think everyone here likes barbecue. So, yeah. And so we'll save anything else negative for Jeff for our final segment. As you guys know who listened to the first episode, we will address our disappointments with Jeff in the final segment. So yeah, let's move on to what we have next here. And yeah, so one of the things that also came up in the chat was there's been some multi-team trades so far. I believe Joe facilitated the first 3-team trade in this league, and that was a seminal moment in league history.
I think there's been three team trades.
Okay, so there've been a few now, but Joe was part of the first one, and people started realizing, hey, maybe these 3-team trades, you see them all the time in the NBA, for sure. Not as much in the NFL, but they could be a fun thing and help everyone get the player they want. While you and Fonzie were at camp with the children,
doing the Lord's work,
there were some conspirators that thought, hey, you know what? We can't let Joe just hog all the trade glory, so we're gonna do a 5-team trade. And do you know who were the 5 teams? Do you remember? Do we even have them? I don't know.
I would have to pull them up, but I think Jeff was involved.
Jeff was definitely
I think Keith was the only one who might have actually got something out of the trade. So it was Jeff, Keith. I don't know why I want to say Mike Hebert.
Maybe. Was Ben in there?
Ben might have been. I know BK was in there, I believe.
Okay, so maybe that might be our 5 right there.
Might be.
Okay. Yeah, and the trade, not a lot of substance to the trade.
No, the reason this trade even happened in the first place is because here I am. I take the title of Trade King very serious. So I'm always trying to trade, always trying to look for deals, looking around the league, what's going to help everybody out. I'm not just trying to get rich, I'm trying to help all you guys out watching as well. And all I said was every single one of the 3-team trades, there's 3 of them, every single one I was a part of. So I just said, hey, all 3-team trades go through me.
That's right. You did
And
say
then I drove all these kids up to camp. Next thing I know, my phone is blown up with all these bogus trades and people gloating on this 5-way trade that had taken place when the substance was, trading crackers essentially. There was no
essentially,
substance behind it.
basically, most people moved up like maybe 1 draft spot, I think. So yeah, I
And
mean,
some
congratulations.
Some people moved down just to make the trade happen.
Yeah, congratulations to the 5-way traders. You accomplished your goal. Do I believe everything Joe just said about how he is a trader? No, I think he's trying to win every trade like we all are. But hey, that's his perspective. Anyways,
We'll have to do a poll. Is Joe a fair trader? And we'll put that up there after this podcast, and we'll see.
I almost feel like that poll has already been out there.
And I feel like I won it.
Put it out there again. Why not? Yeah, and one thing that I forgot about that you mentioned was that they flooded you and Ponzi with trades while you were at camp. They didn't have. Did you guys have service? Or
Not
consistently?
in the campsite. We didn't have service. Whenever we would drive up to the beaches, we'd have service, but our phone would be dead. So finally, using the car charger, and when we were out at the beach for the whole day, I got my phone to kick on, only to die again because I was getting flooded with these trades.
Spam trading.
Mm-hmm.
How many trades did you have? Do you remember the number?
I believe I had about 20 from probably about 3 people total. I put a poll out there, I put a ranking out there of who the most annoying traders were. I actually think Mike Hebert ranked pretty high, surprisingly.
Okay.
I think Ben actually won that award though, as the most annoying trader.
As far as the most annoying spam trader?
Yes,
Okay.
spam trader.
He was probably trying to send you 5th round picks for
Brock Bowers. I think that might have been a legit one. 5th round pick for Brock Bowers.
nice.
And just all sorts of stuff. He didn't offer me anything more than a 5th round pick in 2027.
Very nice, very nice. Well, beyond that, what else did we have here? I did have to apologize that I forgot about Michael Hebert being a pretty good basketball player. Well, it's a pretty good basketball player. And so maybe instead of 11-0, 11-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you think his brother Steven can lock him down?
I think I would be guarding Michael.
Okay.
I think we'd have to put Steven on BK,
Okay.
maybe.
Who would that leave me?
Who else was
Is
on
that
that
Fonzie?
team?
I was leaving, well, Fonzie can't shoot.
Yeah, whoever else it was, I don't think I'm very concerned about it.
No.
But Michael would will that ball into the basket for at least 1 point for his team, no matter who's guarding him.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say 11-1, not quite as good. Well, that's all we're gonna say about that. So yeah, we have some rankings today. We're gonna do a rankings, a draft, and then another rankings later. And our first rankings, this came up in the chat. I think one of the reasons it came up was because did BK stand you up?
He stood me up, yeah, BK. Here I was, out at work, hard day at work. BK said, hey, Shafter boys, where you at? Kyle, let's get lunch. And I thought, okay, he just wants to get lunch with Kyle. And Jeff wanted to come along, and plans were being made. And as soon as I said, hey, BK, I'm free, next thing you know, crickets, nothing. He said, oh, actually, Joe, let me get back with you on that. So there I was sitting at Michio Khan all by myself, waiting for BK. He claims he feels bad, but, actions speak louder than words. He hasn't tried to make anything right since then.
Well, and from that, we got people sharing their opinions on Shafter food, probably mostly Mexican food, I think.
Right.
That's what we're gonna do is rank the top 5 Mexican food restaurants
Starting with
in
number 5.
Shafter. Yeah, we'll go 5 to 1.
Okay.
And we'll take turns. We each have our own rankings for this. Joe, you wanna go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Number 5 that I put on there, and I love Mexican food. This is what I believe everyone in Shafter will agree. This is a white Mexican food. I went with Don Pepe's at number 5. They have a good little atmosphere. They have a very, very good chili verde pizza. I know it sounds crazy. Very good chili verde pizza. Their fajitas are alright. I think they're a little overrated. But when it comes to overall Mexican food, I have Don Pepe's, the white people on a Sunday afternoon restaurant. I have them ranked as my number 5.
Okay, well, I actually also have Don Pepe's number 5.
Oh, there we go.
At first, I had put La Bonita, number 5. I have had some good things from there before. I don't know if anyone has ever heard of the meat costillas.
Okay.
It's like a marinated rib meat. So I did get a costillas burrito from there once, and it was very good. However, I tried it again months later, and it was terrible. So I didn't know if I could really keep them on my list. And I kind of forgot about Don Pepe's because I forget about it a lot. But yeah, it's nice with they did the little remodel. It's pretty fancy in there now. Obviously, one of only 2 bars in Shafter. So if you want some draft beer, good place to go.
They have a nice bar. I've never been in, but you can see when you walk in.
Yeah. I've been there on a couple Friday nights, and they have like DJs and stuff. It's a little, it's a little crazy.
Do you think had I told BK let's meet at the bar at Don Pepe's that you would have been there?
I think he would have been there waiting for you.
BK, my apologies. Next time we'll have to do Don Pepe's.
And by the way, BK, we don't actually think you're drunk. We just know you like beer. I like beer.
BK likes beer a little too much.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Who you got at number 4, Joe?
Number 4, I'm going with Rosie's. The reason I'm going with Rosie's, I have a little bit of childhood memories back when they were located where Taco Bell was, and it looks like they just had plywood for walls. Cockroaches all over the place. That's how you know a place is good. So my heart is kind of with it, but the only thing I get there is actually their asada burrito.
Okay.
That's kind of the only thing that I get there.
I get you.
So is it an overall Mexican restaurant? I don't know, but to me, their asada burrito is good enough to sneak them in to number 4.
All right. So I feel like that's some good analysis. I'm gonna go with. I was tight between La Fonda and Rosie's 3 and 4. I'm gonna go with La Fonda, number 4. My go-to meal at La Fonda usually goes some shredded beef enchiladas. Good enchiladas for sure. By the way, also good there is the shrimp tacos. My wife really likes to get those. They are pretty good. By the way, my wife's number 5. She was doing rankings with me last night. Her number 5 Mexican food. She said Big Stop. I think her analysis was she had a breakfast burrito there though once that was pretty good. But it is pretty funny that Big Stop just like
they're popping off.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people get lunch there, and they have a big menu like just for being a gas station. But anyways, get
And
inside.
then they opened up a new one over in Wasco.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, over where Sinclair used to be.
Oh, that was Big Stop.
Yeah, that's Big Stop there.
Okay.
So and they have a restaurant going over there too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got a restaurant over there. If you're ever in Wasco and want a top 5 Mexican food place, Big Stop.
Yeah, according to my wife, yeah. They're number 5. Yeah, Wasco also has Generals now. Well, they've had it for a while. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't rename it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if the Arab owners are football fans.
Generals is.
Are they aware of the rivalry? You think?
I don't know. Generals is off of my list. A place to eat for one reason. They switched to paper cups. They had the styrofoam, best drinks in town.
That's like everybody in California.
Yeah, I mean, you could. When you look at Micho Khan, they have plastic cups rather than styrofoam cups.
Okay.
So there's a way to get around it.
I see.
They went with the cheap route, but you'll still see me there getting fries because they have some good fries. But I just don't go there as often.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gone in a little bit, but let's stick with our Mexican food rankings here. Number 3, Joe.
Number 3, I wasn't a big believer in this early on when they first came around, but the more I had it, the more I came to appreciate La Bonita. You know, they have really good breakfast burritos sometimes, and they're open up really early, so you know, I'm trying to get a head start on work. They're open, they're there, you get to see all the food in front of you, see what looks good. They got some pretty good jalapeno poppers there, if you want a little bit more spice. La Bonita is doing some good things, and I think they're really unappreciated, actually, but they made both of our top 5. You just said La Bonita.
I kind of had them like, kind of like tied for 5th almost.
Yeah, with big stuff.
With dumplings. Big stuff was the way.
Okay.
But, you know, I did have a torta there not that long ago, and that was actually good.
Yeah.
So I think they
So,
are.
you know, funny story about a torta there. Fun fact, I'm allergic to avocados.
Oh.
So I break out really bad hives around my body. My wife and I, we were eating there one time, and she asked if I wanted the rest of her torta. So I said, of course, you know, I want it. I took a bite into it, and my lips immediately went numb. And I looked, and there's nothing but green. They put their guacamole on there.
Oh,
the avocado on there. And, yeah, I broke out with hives that night, but it was still worth it. La Bonita, good place to go.
Wow. Thanks, you're really allergic.
I'm very allergic to avocado.
Are you allergic to anything else?
Not that I know, just avocados, even avocado oil. I thought it was like cacao.
Yeah.
Our pastor Carlos, he did a fundraiser for us one time and used avocado oil to cook the tacos, and I was like, oh, it's just oil, it's no big deal. I ate it, went home, hives all the way back.
Oh.
So, any kind of avocado.
Dang. So you never have to pay for extra guac.
No, so all these places on my list, I don't care what the avocado looks like, tastes like, the guacamole.
Whatever.
They're on the list not because of their guacamole.
Okay. Fair enough. So my number 3, I'm gonna go. You had them at 4. I'm gonna go Rosie's, and I thought maybe it was a little bit high, but at one point they actually had a B rating too.
Yeah.
I remember they did.
Probably C rating.
Yeah. And I think they only accept cash too still.
Right.
Because I think so don't take your credit card in there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're same thing with me basically. I mean, the carne asada burritos that I've been ordering since junior high, they smack.
Mm-hmm.
So the burritos are so good that one food item puts them to number 3 for me.
That's exactly why they're on my list of the one only thing.
Yeah, the burritos are great. I think I've had nachos from there before, decent, but I mean it's the burritos that have them as number 3 for me.
You know, my dad, he when he would go there, this is the only place he tips at is Rosie's, and he will go. When I mean tip, he doesn't leave a $5 bill, a couple dollars. He doesn't do that. He grabs a handful of pennies, so probably like 40 cents, goes to the tip jar and he throws it in loud enough so the cooks in the back can hear, and they always go, hey, and give them more meat in there. So if you want more meat without paying for it, just grab some coins, go to the tip jar. It works every time.
Pennies. It's a big move, smart move. Hopefully they don't catch on to them.
No.
Or else they might do less meat next time. But yeah, so that was 3 for me. Joe, who do you have 2?
Number 2, this place hits home to a little bit, playing with my heart here. When I was talking to my wife, she's way too good for me. She asked me one time when we were just friends if I like Mexican food, or she said she liked Mexican food. And at the time, I did not like Mexican food at all. And I was like, oh yeah, I know a great place. And at that time, I knew Don Pepe's was white. And I was smart enough not to say, let's go to Don Pepe's. But I said, let's go to the orange place by the bank, which is Michoacano. They're no longer orange, but they've redid all that stuff. And Michoacano, almost every Sunday you'll see me there before church. There'll be one umbrella outside. The owner actually bought an umbrella, so my family and I can sit out there Sunday mornings.
Wow.
So we that's actually where I got stood up from BK. But
no,
they have some good chili verde there. You can't go wrong with the chili verde. The chili verde bean dip is phenomenal. If you haven't had it yet,
I don't think I've had it yet. I
you
need
need
that.
to get the chili verde bean dip. Pretty much everything I have there is pretty worth it.
Yeah. Have you ever tried the chili Colorado? I heard it's like really
Yes,
spicy.
we went there. My wife and I, before kids, we went there. We got a chili Colorado burrito, and the owner was trying to warn us, and oh, it's too spicy, no, too spicy. And I was trying to be a big guy for my wife, so hey, I like spice, you know, and got it, took one bite, started tearing up a little bit. My wife tried it, took one bite, too hot. We dropped it off with Junior Fonzie over at his place, and he took a bite, started sweating and crying. I think his family each took one bite of the burrito and eventually got it done. It's spicy.
Also,
So
we're the same page.
I've had it one time 5 years ago.
Wow. I might have taken a bite of it once. I can't remember, but I can't do spicy, so
On their
it's
menu,
dangerous stuff.
on their menu, they warn you. They say very spicy. So,
They're not kidding.
no.
They are not kidding. All right, so I think I'm gonna do my number 2 and then my number 1 because you said you have a number 1 that's interesting. So and I can't even right now. I mean, it is late. Maybe I can think of it if I wasn't tired, but I can't think of what you're talking about. So I'm gonna go number 2. Hasn't been mentioned yet. La Imperial. Used to be over by the Furon Hall now, which is now the meat market. Owned by our friend's family, good old Hugo Garcia, aka Juice, guy we used to play football with.
Right.
But I have them at number 2, primarily because I love their quesadilla tacos. They are elite. You gotta order them with a side of consomme, if you know what you're doing. I just got put on the quesadillas in the last, 5 years of my life.
Okay.
And I do get them quite often. And they have other good things too. Obviously, the quesadillas. I'm more of a if there's one thing that I like at a place, I'm mostly getting that almost every time I go there because I don't go there that often to where I need to get something else. Are you the same way or different?
No, I'm one. So my wife and I were different on this. She will order something new every time.
Okay.
I find something I like, I stick to it, and that's my go-to.
Okay. All right. Yes, we're same there. I've got their ceviche tostada. I'm a big ceviche fan, so their ceviche is good too. That's my number 2.
Let me ask you this before we go on number 1. Every time I order those tacos anywhere, I always pronounce it wrong. People look at me, they don't know what I'm talking about. Pronounce it for me very slowly.
Quesabirria.
Quesabirria.
Birria.
With an L?
No. Birria. Birria.
Birria.
There we go.
Quesabirria.
Very good.
Consomme.
And a small side of piping hot
Poquito.
consomme.
Consomme. Caliente.
See? Yeah, there it is.
I'm gonna have to take it every time I order this place. Everyone looks at me like I'm weird, so.
Yeah, no, it's delicious. And so my number 1, moving on, is Joe's number 2 is Michoacan. I'm a big Michoacan fan. Michoacan is elite. They're elite.
I'm gonna get you a shirt is elite. Is it the same
Is
thing
Joe
with the
Flacco elite?
Birria's elite?
Oh, did I say that? Dang, I need to start saying elite. I gotta figure out a different word. Is Joe Flacco elite?
He will be.
He will.
He will be. Sure.
Remember that debate?
After listening to this, Fonzie's gonna pick him up right now.
Probably. He's gonna have him and Shadur, right? I think he's picking. Is that gonna be one of the second rounders?
I don't know. After all the second round, I think we're gonna mention the second round.
We won't talk too much about that. So but anyways, Michoacan definitely. Like I said, I mostly find something that I like, and then I'll just get the same thing every time I go there. Michoacan, there's multiple things that I could get from there, and they're just all great. Ben mentioned one in the chat, the arroz con pollo. I almost said elite. I almost said it was elite.
We'll give it its due credit. It is elite.
It is an elite dish.
I liked it. My wife liked it more, so we swapped. We traded. So it's good.
Yes. So I love the arroz con pollo. I didn't think anything on the menu would ever come close to that. However, one day my wife got these sizzling Santa Fe enchiladas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, those are good.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic. So,
What salsa do you use? Do you use the red or the green salsa?
if you just order them, they give them to you with like a green sauce,
Yeah.
and it's actually like it's kind of like carne asada and onions in the enchiladas.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great. If anyone hasn't had them, I advise to try them. Also, the sides that you get with most meals is, you know, you get the refried beans, but then instead of rice, you get the little, you know, potatoes with chorizo. Oh, fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got onto the potatoes like a couple months ago, and those like skillets and all that. And for breakfast, I'll get like the trio skillet there.
Okay.
And, yeah, phenomenal or elite.
Yes.
Yes, elite.
Elite.
I saw your father-in-law there actually this last Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday,
I
yeah.
think he was there
He was
with
there.
Rob Mosley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also the flour chips. Love the flour chips and guac. I need to try the flour chips with the chili ready bean dip, so I'll probably do that next time.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I've been there for breakfast too. I mean, I can't remember the last time I ordered something there that I didn't love. So, yeah, that's my number one.
And for BK, we don't think you're a raging alcoholic or anything, but they serve alcohol.
They do
now.
serve good. They do serve alcohol. No draft beers, but yeah, by the bottle. Yeah. So yeah, I'm interested now to hear. Joe told me his number one was a place that isn't open anymore.
Yes, man. After hearing all this Michoacano love, I feel wrong that I put him at number two, because the first food my kids get when they're like real food, whenever they're like 5 months old, we always go to Michoacano, you know, with Ezra, Everett, and Malachi, and they just chow down on beans.
Nice.
Get the beans, they chow down. This place here, we actually used to go every Tuesday, get their chicken tacos, elite.
Okay.
Elite chicken, the best chicken tacos I've
Yes.
ever had in my life. I used to do this guy's above ground pool, and we made a deal that I won't charge him and he doesn't charge me when my family goes in there. It was a great deal. I think we got the better end of that.
Wow.
My kids actually cried when they shut down. Maybe you guys have tried it. My number one in Shafter is Big Joe's Tacos.
Big Joe's.
No
Okay.
relation at all. Different Big Joe. Big Joe's Tacos, they started off as a taco truck. They made a deal, they ended up in that Chevron right there at Santa
Yes,
Fe.
I remember that. Yeah.
They're no longer there.
Ah.
Some issues with the owners and everything, and you know, I won't go into detail about what happened between them, but he gave it up. He's doing Big Joe's Trucking and Big Joe's, you know, everything else. He has a bunch of different
Wow.
businesses, but the Big Joe's Tacos, man, those, like I said, my kids cried when they shut down, and I know they did it because they saw Daddy crying whenever I found out they were shut down. It's a hard thing.
They
And
smack.
the audacity of it, yeah, they smack, but the Chevron, Big Joe's Tacos has such a big following that they still left their sign up there, and people go into that new restaurant, and I guarantee it's not even close.
Tacos.
Not even close. Big Joe's Tacos, phenomenal. I hope he comes back. And when he does, maybe Jeff will take us all there for a league lunch or something.
Hey, that'd be great.
Chicken tacos
So
for
he-
everyone.
So he started off taco truck.
Yes, he started off as a taco truck.
Did he have like a spot where you would?
Where did he go? He used to be, actually he was right there out on 7th Standard, that
Oh, okay.
corner of the gas stations. He was on the corner there. And then the police came and said, hey, you need to be within like 200 feet of a bathroom. He goes, oh, there's a bathroom in the gas station. They didn't give you guys permission to use it. All this stuff. Chevron and the owners come out. They work a deal together, and he gets into the Chevron.
Okay.
Man, phenomenal. I can't tell you how many dates I went on inside of a gas station, just sitting at that little round table while everyone's walking in and out.
Nice. I never got to try Big Joe's Tacos. I would see it all the time. And yeah, I would see his truck on, he's like on Elm Street, right?
He used to live on Elm. He's now living on Redwood. I should just give out his address. You know, I'm not.
Go by and knock on his door. Can I have some tacos, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would see that. I would see Big Joe's, and I would like think like, I wonder if Joe knows like that this guy's like, you know, they're like doing the same thing with the Big Joe thing. But
Yeah,
I'm surprised I never brought it up to you.
no, him and I both talked about it actually whenever I started the pool thing. I started the pool, get the name Big Joe. Next thing I know, I see this red truck driving around town that says Big Joe on the back. I go out, try the tacos. I tell him I was going to come in and fight him until I tried his food. He said, you know, thankfully he didn't. We got to talking. He was cool with me using the name because it's something completely different. People ask me if I'm the Big Joe at the restaurant. People ask him if he's the Big Joe that does pools.
So two Big Joes can coexist in the
That's
small
right.
town of Shafter.
We cannot have three.
Yeah, three might be too much. If you're out there and you're an aspiring Big Joe, don't try it, Shafter.
Fun
Don't even
fact,
try.
his name's not even Joe.
Oh,
It's Jose.
oh man.
That's enough personal
Well,
information I'm giving out
okay.
about this guy.
Is he fake Joe? Is he fake Big Joe?
He's Big Jose.
Ah, Big Jose. Yeah. Man, that's tough. He might. I don't know. I don't know if that's he. Oh, I'm not gonna say he's fake Big Joe. You know.
No, I mean, his food is elite, so you can't say
Yeah.
he's fake.
Yeah. Can't fake good tacos.
Well, I feel like we have a great top five.
Yeah, no, that's great. Let us know if we missed any. One thing that I think somebody might mention, I've heard, I've never had it myself, so I couldn't put it in my top five. I've heard the Smith's Corner taco truck is fantastic.
They're always
Have
good
you
up
tried it?
over there. I haven't tried that one. I tried the taco truck down 7th Standard, close to that Chevron. I've tried that one. That one is phenomenal. I probably should put that one on the list somewhere.
Okay.
But no, I haven't tried the Smith Corners one.
Yeah, I think Jeff might mention that one, that we missed that one, because I think he's a fan of that one.
And I will say, I didn't put Lafon on the list because I had a bad experience there when I was a kid. It was my fault. Used to be a picky eater, didn't like Mexican food. My family went there. I ordered the hamburger. Big mistake. You don't get a hamburger at a Mexican food place. But from that day, I've hated it. But I go there a little bit now. I'm starting to come back around to it. And I'm appreciating it for what it is, a Mexican food place.
Okay.
I just haven't had enough to throw it on the list.
Alright, yeah. One of my favorite Mexican food places, and just, you know, it's not in Shafter, but it is like it reminds me of a Shafter-ish Mexican place. Used to get it a lot. And it's in our rival town actually, which I can't give too much praise to our rival town. I hate Wasco. But I was so sad when this place closed. I don't know if you ever had it. Did you ever have Teresa's in Wasco? Teresa's.
Is that the one as your,
terrific.
what is it on?
It was terrific. It's just the street. If you just go
Is
straight.
it a La Imperial now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it one time. I was mad that they didn't have green sauce.
Mm.
I asked for green sauce, they didn't have it. I made a big deal about it, made a fool of myself.
Yeah, they had super hot chili verde, which I couldn't eat, but it was very, very hot. Maybe even rivaling Michoacan's chili Colorado. But I would always get the steak ranchero. Ooh, and they had chili Colorado nachos, and the chili Colorado was not hot at all. It's fantastic. I mean that meal, well, maybe, you know, right up there with Michoacan. But enough Wasco love. I feel like it doesn't have to be Wasco love. It's just the restaurant that happened to be in Wasco. But I'm devastated that they're closed down. So yeah, there's our top fives. And we're gonna roll right into a draft now.
Yes, I'm gonna make this one up as I go. I just have the list of people down. I don't have my rankings quite yet.
That's alright. I think that might be good. We'll get some organic picks from you. Not too much analysis, just the first person you think of, you know. So yeah, this next draft is gonna be, and we'll say it was inspired by when the United States dropped a few bombs.
And then our chat got flooded with pathetic excuses of why we can't defend our country.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, some political analysis. I can't remember what the political analysis was, but yeah. And then I think it also inspired BK and Zach to change their name. One of the things, obviously, the Big Beautiful Bill. We're gonna talk about team names later, but yeah, they're confirmed Trump boys with the name change, and yeah, the U.S. dropped 3 bombs on Iranian nuclear facilities, 3 different ones, right? And yeah, so yeah, pretty sick. if you're in the military, nice that we have a
Pretty sick, kind of.
president that's not afraid to, you know, defend our country from potential nuclear threats. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is do the World War III draft for the league members. So would there ever be a World War III? We're thinking, who would we choose from this draft? Hold on, I gotta make sure that this is still recording. Oh, we're still good. We're still live. Oh man, I got a red battery.
Well,
Yeah, we'll have to pause.
Have a part 2.
And find my charger. But yeah, so we're gonna draft who we think in this league we would want in our military.
And now, in this scenario, it's Team Kyle versus Team Joe.
Team Kyle versus Team Joe.
We cannot draft each other.
No.
Okay.
I think, are we even gonna...
I think we were both going to be each other's first pick.
Yeah, okay. I'm flattered. Thank you. Yeah, so we won't even draft each other at all.
Okay.
So we'll have 10 choices.
Okay.
So we'll have 5 and 5. Should we do snake draft or even odd?
Oh, let's just do even odd.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone that stands out as
what am I holding up? Even rod, number of fingers behind my back.
You show the camera real quick.
I think I did. I tried to. Alright.
You said you tried 2? I want to say 2. I'm going to say even.
No, 3. Alright, so I got first round pick. So yeah, my first round pick might have been Joe. I mean, just think of Joe. Just tough. Probably definitely a guy you don't want to be going against. I don't know how he is with weapons, but I know that he's strong. And definitely the strongest person in this league. So
I am pretty good with the slingshot. I don't know if that would help out at all.
Athletic, good with a slingshot. So I think even if he doesn't have a lot of guns, I think you could figure him out. So yeah, you would have been my first pick, but
I had at least like 3 months on Fortnite.
I'll stop blazing. Nice. So I think my number 1 pick is gonna be. I'm between 2. But I'm going to go with Michael Hebert, number 1. Michael Hebert's my number 1 pick. My reasoning is, I mentioned this a bit in the basketball debate. Michael is relentless, and I think he could be an Navy SEAL. If they put him through the training, he's just not going to give up, and he's going to make it through. And I think he's smart. I know he's smart. So I don't think he's handled a lot of weapons in his life, but I think he definitely could figure it out. And yeah, I'm going with his grit and determination as being the number 1 factors of why he's my number 1 pick. So yeah, that's my 1-1.
Okay, that kind of throws off my strategy. To be honest, I was just gonna wait for you to choose someone who has a brother, which he does, and then just select his brother on everything. But I'm not gonna do that. No hate on Steven. I just think since I have the second pick, it's fitting that I use that second round pick on Fonzie.
Okay.
Because he loves second round picks. I would draft Fonzie.
Well, wait, time out. He's not second round. He's round 1, pick 2. Uh-oh. I think you might.
Uh-oh. You know what?
You might take that
I
back.
should drop him off. Let me see. Who could I take? You know what? No. I'm going to keep Fonzie.
Okay.
I'm going to keep Fonzie. I would just tell him he's a second round pick. I'll make him feel good. The reason I'll take Fonzie, this guy prays about anything comes true. Like, I kid you not, I was sitting in mutual call with him. The Raiders were playing the Ravens. No chance the Raiders win. It was on his birthday. He needed the Raiders to do good and the Ravens to do good, but not so much so he could beat me in fantasy and so on. He prayed out loud, said, God, I just want to win fantasy football and I want the Raiders to win. That's all I want for my birthday. Somehow, Derek Carr dove in the end zone, won it for him. He needed a rushing touchdown.
Wow.
Got it. Not just that, but I actually have some insight about how he won in year 1. He was trying to get married. Mm-hmm. He bought a ring. He was making payments on the ring. He prayed to God, said, God, if I win the league, I'm going to use all the winnings to finish paying off the ring. Next thing you know, he wins with a below average team
Wow.
and wins the league. Anything this guy prays for, it comes true.
Wow.
So yeah, and
Power of
so
prayer.
he has a wife that I know he'll want to get home to, so he will finish the war quickly.
Okay.
So that's enough about Fonzie. He's my pick.
All right. That's pretty good. Kind of like a little Tim Tebow effect there.
Right.
Okay. I like it.
Not necessarily the best, but he's got the Lord's favor. So.
Yeah, he's got a little mind. Okay. Well. All right. So I think. Dang. I just looked at my rankings. I had Fonzie number 11.
I could have
Sorry,
slept on
Fonzie.
it for a while.
Sorry, Fonzie. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna go with my number 2 pick. Oof, man, I'm between two here. Okay. I'm gonna save another one for third and hope you don't get him. But my number 2 pick, and this is a value pick because I get 2 people. BK and Fonzie. Or no, BK and Fonzie. BK and Zach. What if those 2 are the team? My big reason for this, well, BK is big country.
Right.
So,
Loves his country.
I mean, we've only met him once.
Did you see those selfies he was sitting on the 4th of July?
Yeah,
Fire.
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, he loves America.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely something that went into my analysis.
What do we know about Zach?
We know that I think we think that he's smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's apparently the brains behind the team, allegedly. Other than that, he's a little bit mysterious. But the big reason I picked is because I get 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, in the end of this draft, I'm gonna have 6 guys in my team. You're only gonna have 5. So numbers are a big thing.
That is
6 versus 5. It's gonna be tough to overcome. And yeah, he calls himself Big Country, or did he call himself Big Country? I think so.
Yeah.
But obviously we met him once. We talked to him a lot in the chat. But you gotta believe someone named Big Country. I think he's got some guns.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've gotta imagine he's gonna be good with weapons. And he lives out by the river.
Mm-hmm.
Just the vibes that I get from him just gotta make me think that.
Screams America.
Yeah, screams America. I want him on the squad. Also seems like a good morale guy.
Yeah.
I think the guy that you want in your camp.
Here's my issue with that pick. What are you gonna do when it's time for battle, when he stands you up? He has a history of standing people up. You know that?
Well, I'm hoping he doesn't have to get permission from Zach to shoot anybody.
All right, that's a good pick. You got 2 now. You're ahead of me. To make up for that, you said Brent is a firefighter. Is that right?
I mean, I don't want to give away any information that I might have in my rankings, but
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if Brent's a firefighter or not. I'm gonna go Keith.
oh,
I'm
okay.
going Keith here. The reason, listen, Keith, I'm taking your word that he can shoot Jeff in the butt, like you were saying, from so far away. I'm taking your word on that. I will helicopter you in to the highest mountain. I'll helicopter you in to Mount Everest. I don't care. And I just want you to take out Zach and Big Country and even the playing field. I think Keith, I'm taking his word for it, that he's a good shot. I think Keith probably should have been my first pick, but I had to get Fonzie. I didn't know you had it ranked at 11. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Keith and Fonzie so far. I think my team's looking pretty good.
All right. Yeah, I mean, he's a rancher.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to believe that counts for something.
One of the first videos,
I know he definitely has some guns.
right, have you seen his athletic ability? One of the first videos
No.
I've seen of him, he posted it in our chat a long time ago, and I don't know, he might have been moving hay or something. He was riding behind a tractor or a truck or something, surfing. Just standing up there having a good time.
Facts, yes. No, I do remember that video.
Yeah, so I was just looking at his body control.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be a great sniper. He's going to be able to move to the next location. I think he's going to be an issue for your team. Is all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No, you could be right. I remember the picture that he posted of, I guess it was one of the guys that works on the ranch that shot the cougar or the mountain lion that was on the property. That was crazy. A super cool picture. But
Keith told
so
me.
if that guy,
Yeah.
has shown Keith any tricks, he probably does some
Here's the
skills.
thing. Keith told me that he just wanted to be humble. He didn't want to brag about it.
Oh,
Keith said he killed that mountain lion with bare hands.
wow.
Boy, he told me.
Man, maybe I missed out. Maybe I should pick you.
Well, what rank did you have Keith when you were in the S?
You know, let me look at my paper here.
Was it, don't tell me it was on the phone.
Just this is my initial rankings. I keep it 9.
Okay. I think we both have different values.
Just backward rankings.
Comes to picking people.
Maybe we just value different things in it.
Okay.
So obviously, we don't know everybody in the league super close. Like, we don't know. Obviously, we don't know Layton at all. And then I don't think you've ever met Keith. Have you?
No, I've never met
You've
Keith.
seen him.
I've seen him.
Yeah. We wanted that Beacon
Zoom.
back once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't know Isaac either. So some of these guys, yeah, obviously, you know, they might be like expert marksmen. We might miss you just because we don't know. So if we do, we're sorry. These are our rankings.
Yes.
Anyways, number 3, I'm glad you didn't take him because I thought you were gonna snag Steven. I'm gonna take Steven. Now Steven's a really nice guy, but don't let that fool you. He's skilled. He's skilled. Pretty much any sport that he plays is good at, and I think that's gonna, you know, transfer over to using a weapon. I know I know he's handled weapons a little bit, not a lot, but also just a guy that I think is athletically intelligent as well. Also definitely a morale guy, a guy that you're gonna want in your camp. And I have him with his brother too. So, I mean, he's gonna fight extra hard because he's gonna be there with his brother, and then vice versa. So I think that's definitely a dynamic I want on my team is the brothers.
I think Steven has some unspoken aggression as well. I say this because some of my youth kids from the church, they have Mr. Heber as a PE teacher over at Grow, and they tell me that he all the time makes kids cry.
Wow.
He's kind of mean to them sometimes and makes kids cry, and you know, because they were doing the wrong thing. And I confronted Steven about this, and his response was, "Yeah, that kid was not doing what I told him to do." So I would hate to be on the opposite end of Steven. I think that was a good pick at that position.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Maybe you know, if he's more stern than I, than I know him to be, I can, we'll put him up the ranks. Squad leader.
Yeah, so that leaves us here. I have Brent, Layton, Ben, Isaac, and Jeff. Huh? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. So right now I have Keith and Fonzie. I think someone that will be good. I'm gonna take Layton for the sole reason, who is this guy? No one knows. The perfect spy. I have someone on the front line named Fonzie. The Lord is with him. I got my sniper Keith,
Okay.
and I'm taking Layton, who is the spy. You're not gonna know, oh, there's a normal villager. Next thing you know, he's taking all your guys' plans and reporting back to camp.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And I'm taking Layton there.
Yeah, Layton was definitely an unknown. If you saw him, you would just think, I don't know, you wouldn't know what to think.
I would be very disappointed if we go to the battlefield and he's an AI robot. I would be very disappointed if he really is AI.
Well, what if he's like OP though?
Alright, I can deal with that. It might be better if he's an AI
I mean, it might
robot.
be better. Yeah.
Layton, I need you to
How
leave a comment
advanced,
after you
how
watch.
advanced of an AI robot is it?
After you watch this video, just leave a comment. Just say, "I'm not an AI robot." That's all I need you to do.
Yeah. So yeah, that's, that could be a sneaky good pick. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Brent Starr. We're gonna break up the brothers here. Brother against brother. Brent, from what I know, he is a firefighter, and so he definitely has first responder skills. We know that. Sick mustache as well.
Alright.
So yeah, I mean, definitely need a first responder on the team. I'm sure he knows how to use a med kit, and I'm sure he's also just a stud as a firefighter. I think that he brings good value. He's also a country boy, living out there in Idaho. I definitely gotta believe he's got a nice little arsenal of weapons and knows how to use them. Maybe even practices with them. So I think me getting him in the 4th round is excellent value. I almost took him higher, but I'm glad that he dropped to me. And yeah, I think my team's really shaping up well.
You know, I should have asked before this. Is this bring your own weapon to the war?
Ooh,
Because if it is, I might have to change.
that's a good question.
I might kick Fonzie out, and I don't trust. I don't know anything about this lean. I'm sure Keith will probably have enough with the borrow.
That's true. Yeah, you have him on your. Yeah, so that's a good point. He's already on your squad, so. No, I don't think you have to bring your own weapon because it's the military draft, and in the military you're issued weapons. If it was like a doomsday prepper draft, then you know, obviously that's really
The ranking
really
change.
big to have. Yeah. Keith might be 1st round pick. I think he's probably got a lot of weapons. But we'll say military draft. So yeah.
So that leaves us with Ben's brother-in-law Isaac,
Okay.
and Jeff.
All right.
I assume Isaac's Ben's brother. I think I heard someone say that once. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This guy. I feel like the
That's
smart choice would be to take the wild card Isaac. I know nothing about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
However,
2 spies?
dude, that's too many spies. However, I'm looking at my frontline soldier, I got my sniper, I have my spy.
Alright.
I need someone who can make anything into a great meal. I'm taking Jeff Rogers,
Wow.
my commissioner. I'm taking Jeff
Wait, you
right
said
here.
could make anything into a great meal.
Anything into a great
Okay.
meal. We gotta stay fed. You know, and Jeff, I don't need you to fight. You can if you like. But whenever we get sent these like just add water meals, I need you to add water and a little bit of spice to it.
Okay.
We need to stay well fed, energized, ready to go. Kyle, I don't even know if you have a cook on your team yet.
I don't think so.
You guys are gonna be
The
starving.
boys gotta eat.
The only thing Steven eats is tin cup. That's the only thing.
Yeah, well,
I don't think there's tin cup in Iraq or
unfortunately not.
Iran. So
Brett might have some of the recipes though. But
possibly.
yeah, those just add water meals, they've come a long way. They're pretty bomb. When's the last time you had one? Like
College.
a free there.
Just
Yeah.
college as a joke, as a dare.
Yeah, I went on a backpacking trip not that long ago, and I mean they're pretty bomb.
Have you had a just add water carne asada burrito
No,
freeze meal?
no,
You think that would make top 5 Mexican restaurants in Chapter?
I don't know.
If Jeff opened up a top 5 Mexican restaurant in Chapter, it would be the #1 restaurant
Think so?
in Chapter.
El Jefe's.
Mm-hmm.
El Jefe's.
El Jefe's.
Mexican grill. Dang,
Ooh.
that's got a nice
That's gonna be our next sponsor, El Face.
Jeff, when are you gonna quit your job and start a restaurant? That's what we all want to know.
You don't get paid enough
El
to do what you
Jefe's,
do,
Mexican grill, and barbecue.
Jeff. Yes.
Crossover. That'd be bomb.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would invest.
Yeah, so Jeff is gonna be my pick there. I'm liking my team. I think a little bit of underdogs, but I'm liking it.
Okay. All right. Well, number 5, I'm gonna go with Ben Coyle.
Ooh, okay.
Ben, I'm pretty sure Ben. Well, okay, Ben's a welder. That's what he does. For work. I gotta believe he's gonna be handy. He's gonna know how to MacGyver things. He's gonna have that field knowledge
Okay.
that you're gonna need when you're out there on the battlefield. Also, I think he's definitely a guy that goes shooting sometimes. So I think he's good with a gun. I think him being a 5th round pick in this draft is probably way too low. Because I mean, I had him borderline top 5. And looking back at my list, I wrote Steven twice for some reason, and I had Joe, so I think he was definitely top 5 on my list. But yeah, I mean, he's just blue collar job, hard nosed, good old Ben Coyle. He's
That's
gonna
all I have to say about that.
he's gonna get out there. He's gonna get out there and he's gonna shoot some fools.
Well, that leaves me. I'm glad you left me with Mr. 6'5", 220 pounds, 4'2", Isaac Brocker. This dude, he can snipe on a dime. This guy is, I think he won state in wrestling. And Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Isaac won a state title in wrestling.
Wow.
This guy is an athlete. He's gonna be real good help with Fonzie in the front line.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take Isaac, and he's already won he knows what it takes to win. He's our champion.
True.
So I
You
have
have both the
Fonzie
champions.
and
Yeah.
I have Isaac.
Yeah.
I have a team that knows what it takes to win.
A team of winners. Definitely some, yeah. If you can win at fantasy football, you can win more.
Exactly. Now they need to let us know who's going to win this. So
Yeah.
I ended up with Fonzie and Isaac on the front line. I have Keith as my sniper. Is it Leighton or Leighton? I keep pronouncing Leighton.
Late.
I have Leighton as my spy. I got Jeff as my nourishment coordinator.
Okay. Well, I'm not necessarily gonna define my guys to roles because I think a lot of my guys are kind of like Swiss Army knives. They can probably do a lot of different things well. But my first round pick was Mike. Followed it up with BK and Zach. So just remember, I'm gonna have 6 guys on my team.
If BK doesn't stand you
Just
up.
5. Oh, BK's gonna be there. Don't you worry. He's gonna have a great outfit. He's probably gonna be in charge of the
He'll be there
uniforms.
day early.
Number 3, I got Steven. So we got the brothers. Band of brothers, if you will. Band of brothers, if you will. Number 4, I got Brent, the firefighter, first responder, can do it all. And then Ben, the ultimate Swiss Army knife, welder, MacGyver. I mean, I feel really good about my team. We'll have to post in the chat the list of our teams and who's winning.
Right, that would be a great poll.
Yeah, I think everyone will just vote for the team that they're on. I didn't think
Well,
about that
then
until
you
right now.
you have one extra person.
Yeah, has anyone not been? No, I think everyone had to get picked, right? Because we did 5 and 5, and then we're the other 2. So yeah, well, yeah, that's a bummer. I was really hoping people would vote for who they actually think would win, but they're just gonna vote for the team they're on. Well, anyways, it's funny because doing this. I definitely don't think we were the best people to do a military draft. I do own one. I do own one gun, Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, that I got after I got married, and I've messed around with it once or twice. I've gone shooting maybe a few other times, but not a big gun guy. I mean, obviously I do have some athleticism I bring to the table. Also, I do like war history, but yeah, probably better guy than me could have ranked these. I don't know how.
Maybe
where do
we'll
you
get
stand on
Keith and Brent to do their own rankings,
Maybe.
and they can rank it. And
You think they have more expertise than us?
yes,
I don't know. Okay.
like I said, I'm good with a slingshot. I got a slingshot. I literally took
You're like David.
I took a ceramics class. Yeah, I'm like David. I took a ceramics class in high school just to make potteries. So I'm actually pretty good at ceramics. Fun fact.
I took ceramics
Make
too.
vases.
I'm not good at ceramics.
I make all that stuff just to take it out to the country, which I later found out was Ben Wilson's farm that I was taking it to.
Oh, okay.
And I was breaking all my stuff with a slingshot
Nice.
out there, shooting birds, shooting bats, and doing all that, being a hoodlum. So
I gotta believe if you're good with a slingshot, you could be good with other weapons too, though.
I'm just bringing my slingshot too.
And I think that's a lot of the guys in this league. Really they really have to find out. Most people you just would have to find out once they actually get in the draft. I'm gonna check and see what my battery level is at.
Yeah, what do we look like?
Sorry. We'll try to talk and be interesting for this short amount of time, but I gotta make sure my battery is off. Okay, we're back.
Alright.
Hopefully it did not just delete the whole first hour and 8 minutes. That would be tragic. I don't think it did. But, alright, so moving on. Yeah, I almost took your notes there. Got my own notes here. So yeah, that was fun. Next up, we are gonna talk about, we gotta talk about Fonzie's obsession with the second round
That
of
was
this
more
coming
big,
draft.
yeah.
Yeah, so let's pull it up here. I actually have his team pulled up. Wow, what is going on right now with his team?
Fonzie likes to put players on the bench.
Yeah,
just,
instead of his,
so he doesn't let everyone know what players he has. So,
he's hiding his players,
every league he does that.
which he doesn't even have that many players. Which he can't have that many players if he's gonna keep all these second round
We
picks.
draft 10 players.
Yeah, so Fonzie, for the 2025 draft upcoming, he currently has round 2, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4,
Ooh.
pick 5, pick 7, pick 9, pick 10, and pick 12. All in the second round. If I can count those up correctly, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of the 12
BK's got 2.
first round picks.
And
Hope you guys-
Layton has got 1.
You have some, obviously you have some inside information on Fonzie. Is he trying to acquire all 12 second round picks? Is that his ultimate goal?
That is not Fonzie's ultimate goal.
Okay.
Fonzie does some, he's what I call a conspiracy theorist, a fan theory guy. He looks up YouTube videos, hears people talking, he looks more into who are the sleepers in this draft than who are the top guys in this draft. Fonzie, if given the opportunity to draft someone like Genty or someone like, who's the Dallas Cowboys guy, Blue,
Mm-hmm.
he would take Blue because he heard a YouTube video saying
Okay.
he's a sleeper.
I kind of respect that actually. There is something exhilarating about trying to find the sleepers, and then when you do find them, you feel extra good about yourself because I'm so smart because I picked this guy at the end of the draft who no one thought was going to be anything, and look how good he is now. So actually, I can actually respect that a little bit. But I mean, second round it's not super sleeper in the second round.
No, and I will say, I know he's not trying to acquire all of them because he sent me offers for those second rounders. He wanted some more players for some of those seconds. So I know he's willing to give it up for the right price.
Okay. Well, I recently criticized him because he traded away back to you, Garrett Wilson, and he received round 2 pick 2. What was it was?
1 or 2.
Round 2 pick 1 or round 2 pick 2?
I think it was 2 because
Okay, round 2 pick 2. And then what else was involved in that trade? I can pull it up if you remember.
Yeah, pull it up.
Let's see. Oh, it might have been like a late round pick.
I thought he was a player involved with it.
Oh. Let's see. I need to go to. Sorry for this boring.
Oh, Cal Pitts. That's just
Oh yeah,
Cal Pitts.
How can we forget?
Yeah, Cal Pitts.
Oh man.
So Fonzie likes Cal Pitts.
So he thinks Kyle Pitts is finally gonna break out.
He thinks he's gonna get traded.
Oh,
and
okay.
go to a different team and break out.
All right. Well, I can respect that theory a little bit, but man, what is it? What are we in year 5 of Kyle Pitts?
Yes, and he's only 24.
Is he really ever gonna break out?
He broke out in year 1.
Did he?
He
He was like
he held some records
top
for tight
something.
ends.
Really? Yeah, I think he was like I did check the other day. I think he was like 700 plus yards and 4 touchdowns, something like
In
that.
year 1,
Yeah.
he had 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, 1,000 yards receiving year.
Yeah,
Gosh.
he broke some records, and then I think Sam Laporta came and broke those records, and then Brett Bauer broke those records. If you could find Cal Pitts somewhere on the roster,
Yeah,
watch me look like a fool right now. I'm not having 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That seems a little much to me, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it in enough time. But looking at his, well, I did look up something that said I think since his rookie year that he hasn't even finished as a top 12 tight end
Right.
since his rookie year in fantasy.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's definitely been a disappointment for a lot of people.
Yeah, people hold on to him. He's owned in pretty much every league that there is.
Yeah. So I guess the way I was looking at the trade was Kyle Pitts, you're getting a maybe not even top 12 tight end, and you're getting a second round pick, and you're giving up a receiver that I mean, like I said, I am a little bit lower on him this year. I don't know if Fields is gonna get him the ball as effectively.
Kyle Pitts, year 1, had 1,026 yards
Okay.
and 1 touchdown.
Oh, he only had 1 touchdown.
Yeah, 1 touchdown year 1.
That's crazy. A lot of yards, not a lot of touchdowns. But yeah, I don't know. You think Fonzie was just low on Garrett Wilson? Because that was I was making claims that he's just trying to put on a show for us and like, oh look at me, I'm turning out the second round picks.
That really hurt your feelings.
No, it didn't hurt my feelings.
Okay.
I think I explained it in the chat.
Yeah.
I was disappointed in Fonzie.
Right.
I thought that he's resting on his laurels was my exact quote from his 0-1 victory, and they not taking it seriously.
That's what it was.
Yeah. That was.
Did someone say he was ashamed of the league? Was that you?
I think Keith said that.
Keith said that.
Yeah.
No, he likes Kyle Pitts. He doesn't trust Justin Fields. He likes the receivers you see at the beginning of the second round. So I think what his point of view is, I'm going to take a receiver who's probably going to be just as good as Garrett Wilson, and in return, I'm going to also get Kyle Pitts in case he gets traded and breaks out. I think that's the way he's looking at it. I do know Keith was so upset by it because I think Keith had sent him a trade previously, because as soon as I got Garrett Wilson, Keith tried to send me a trade for Marvin Harrison, and I rejected it. And as soon as I rejected it, as soon as I hit the rejection button, that's when Keith posted in the league. So I'm curious if had I hit accept, if Keith still would have come out and said something.
You think it was a rage message?
I think so.
A little bit of rage. Oh, well.
Disappointment, maybe.
Disappointment. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I agree with this analysis. Fonzie, I'm gonna stop giving you such a hard time. Like I have been. I've been giving Fonzie a hard time a lot, I feel like.
Yeah. Now, do you respect...
And I keep saying I'm gonna take it easier on him, but then he keeps making it harder for me to take it easy on him.
He's our inaugural champion.
Yeah.
I
have to respect that.
Do you respect his championship?
I have to respect his championship. And
Do
he
you
also
believe...
won last year, his first year in my league, he won. So I gotta respect it.
Yeah.
I can't not, but I can still be disappointed and still say that the winnings maybe getting to 7.
Let's just put it on the record right now, Kyle. Is Fonzie a playoff team this year?
Man, I talked about it in the last episode. I believe it was my trending down team.
Yeah. Has he went up since then or down since then?
I don't think so. He's definitely higher on the second round of this draft than I am. Thinking that he's gonna get a receiver that's close to equivalent to Garrett Wilson with that pick, I just don't see it happening. I think the receivers were so strong last year, and they're just not as strong this year, in my opinion. I mean, some of the guys up there like Abuka, and then he's going to the Buccaneers, who have 3 other good receivers, and then the 2 guys from the Texans, who might be second round picks. Obviously, they got to compete with Nico Collins. The Texans brought in Christian Kirk. They're going to compete with each other. So I don't know if I see those guys being Garrett Wilson level, especially not for at least a year or 2. So I don't know. Maybe there's a guy that he's got his eye on that he thinks he's going to nab, but I don't know.
Let me ask you this: if you had 10 picks like Fonzie, 1 at 104, and then 9 in the second round, do you think, with your football knowledge, you could find someone who's going to be fantasy football relevant?
Just
find
at least 2 players.
2 players.
With how many picks?
10 picks.
With 10 picks in the second round.
Well,
I mean,
1 is a first round pick.
You gotta believe that. Yeah, you gotta believe at least 1 or 2 of these guys is gonna be, is gonna be somewhat solid.
I think Fonzie is thinking he's going to draft the next Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
That's what he's thinking. He's going to take all the receivers. Wow. One of them's got a hit.
What will be a hit? I don't know. That's gonna be interesting to see, to say the least. One thing that I wanted to look at was compare it to the second round from last year and see what players were drafted. And I had that up on my phone, I think, but I can't remember if I still have it or not. But I think last year, some of the picks, there was like Jaden Daniels was one of them, and Caleb Williams was one of them. Still some quarterbacks. So maybe he can nab Cam. He doesn't need a quarterback. Maybe he can nab Cam Ward in the second round. And then I also noticed from last year there were some a few free agents
Mhm.
in the second round, non-rookies. So if you're using second, so I mean, if it comes like if it happens like that again this year, I mean, second round picks for free agents, like what's the point of requiring all those picks? But we'll see. Maybe there's more depth with the rookie class this year. Obviously, I have my top 60 rookie
For
rookies
sale.
still for sale.
It's worth it.
Still $50.
Yeah. Is that price gonna go up towards draft day?
It might. The closer that we get, it might go up. So buy it now. And also,
Can we make payments?
yeah, 5 easy payments of $20.
Okay.
Or wait, no,
That's
that's $100.
Then you give it twice.
Well, I think our next pod we might have to do a little like mock draft.
Yeah, we should do that. I think.
I think maybe just like the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
We don't have to mock the whole thing, but we can do mock who we think is gonna go where.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it'll make more sense if we do it a little bit closer to the draft.
Yeah.
So enough Fonzie talk. He's Mr. Second Round. He owns the second round. Another thing that came up in the chat was the whether or not we should do a league meeting. You wanna talk about the league meeting a bit?
Yeah, I just heard about it the other day. League median, kind of. We're looking into it pretty much. You're gonna have 2 games a week. You know, I'm playing Kyle this week. We play each other. Kyle scores 180 points. I score 160 points. League average was 110 points. So I get my loss to Kyle. Yeah, I scored higher than the league average, so I get that win. Now, if you get someone, Kyle scores 60 points, I score 70 points. League, median's 110. I get the win over Kyle, and I get the loss to the median. So everything I'm hearing and reading, it's a lot of good things. It gets those teams that have a really hard schedule. I mean, this is fantasy football, kind of unfair when you get a hard schedule. You have a really good team. They still have a shot at making the playoffs. But let's be real, everybody has a shot in our league with the 18 playoffs.
True.
But you have a shot at making the playoffs even if you have that hard schedule. And then it also makes it more difficult for those who have an easy schedule to make it into the postseason.
Yeah.
So it might prevent an upset from like Brett beating Mike in round 1. So I'm looking at everything that I see on it as of now has been positive. Maybe we can bring it up draft day. I'm not sure where the commissioner stands on this yet, if he's looked more into it. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, you did mention the upsets. Upsets are fun though.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to get rid of upsets.
Mhm.
Upsets are fun, but I think I like it. I like that there are the points involved, because obviously it's frustrating. If your team's putting together good weeks and you just happen to be playing teams that are having teams that are popping off, and so it's always frustrating to see when you're like points for you're like number 1 or 2 in the league, and yet you're in like 8th or 9th place.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this would correct that a little bit, without going too far. It would be interesting to be in a league where, what if it just I don't know. I wonder if there's any leagues out there that literally just do points throughout the season. That'd be more like kind of what daily fantasy is. But
With the median, something I forgot to mention, it kind of levels, it kind of gets you where you need to be, but also I think something that is good is it keeps you into it throughout the week. So if I'm looking at you and you have 3 players put up 200 points, there's no way I'm winning that week.
Yeah.
But it also keeps me interested to see how everyone else is going to finish, to see if I can sneak out a win. So I'm watching the end of Monday Night Football down to the quarterback taking the nil.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. That would make it more entertaining in the case of a blowout. Or you just happen to face a guy that had a team that popped off, or vice versa. You're also playing against the median. So yeah, that would definitely make it interesting. I think it'd be cool if we put it to a vote. I wouldn't be super upset if it passed or didn't pass. But yeah, I thought it was definitely interesting. Another thing that I really want to try is the knockout league.
What is that about?
Is the one where like the team with the lowest point total just
really?
gets
Like that?
gets kicked out every week, and then eventually you just have one guy left. That would be fun. I mean,
That might be a little side thing really does.
I know. Yeah, I know. That'd be cool if we did that. I am already in. Yeah, we could definitely do that, huh?
You said you added another league too.
Yeah, I'm in 5 leagues, so I don't know if I want to add a 6th league, but yeah, that'd be cool if we did a little side bet knockout league. That could work. We might have to vote on that too. Workshop. Obviously, it's Jeff's league. Jeff makes the decisions.
Right.
But we can have
votes.
We're free to have ideas.
Yeah, we can
I
have
believe
ideas.
freedom of speech is alive in this league.
I think freedom of opinion in the way of Jeff.
Not complete freedom of speech.
No, we have to be careful what you say.
You think he would censor this podcast?
If he had the opportunity to, yes. I think that's why this podcast is needed, to point out, these things, to point out the flaws that Jeff has.
No censorship.
Right.
Yeah. Good luck, Jeff. Try to censor us, I dare you. Alright, well, that was basically just a long chat that we just did. And we knew it was going to be long. So we have one main segment that we're going to do before we get to our Jeff segment. And we're going to do some more rankings. I mean, rankings. I love rankings. Yeah, I can rank things all day.
I rank everything every day of my life.
Yeah. I always think about what's the best, what things are my favorite.
I'm cleaning pools and I'm thinking, this is my rank number 3 pool, things like that, like anything.
I hate this. This is my number 1 most hated pool.
Right.
So we are going to rank everyone's team names. So there's some creativity in this league. Some are lacking creativity with their team names. Some of them obviously have little inside jokes.
And we don't know each other's rankings.
We don't know each other's rankings. I think we'll just take turns. So yeah, I definitely thought there were 7 strong team names, and I had a hard time distinguishing in the top 7. And then similar with the bottom 5, I didn't see much of a difference in between them. But Joe, I think I'll let you go first. What's your number? Who has the lamest team name?
So, do you think after this list comes out that we're going to get a couple different name changes in the league? Do you think this will have any kind of influence on
it? People have rabbit ears?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little sensitive and change them. I don't know. No, I think most people like their team names.
Okay.
And they probably won't change. So
the worst team name in the league, unbiased, I'm looking at it. It does have a backstory, but if I'm showing off this, here's the name of everyone in our league, the worst name is Joe Mixon. He's not the worst player, he's a stud. Jeff, quit trying to send me Gibbs for Joe Mixon. It's not happening. Not in a million years, okay? All you guys who are hating on Joe Mixon, this is just a reminder to me. I can care less, or I couldn't care less, if you get any entertainment out of my name or not. This just shows me, and just reminds me that Joe Mixon is a dog. He's not up for trades. I would trade Bijan Robinson before I trade Joe Mixon.
Wow.
So Jeff, quit sending me Gibbs for Mixon. It's not happening, all right? But in the way of names, Joe Mixon is kind of a lame name on the surface level. That's what I put myself at number 12.
Yeah, the surface level, we were probably right.
Yeah.
I've got you higher just because I like the backstory. But no, thanks. That was good. I'm number 12. I have and he's not even gonna hear this, so I have Mercy Rule. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit late. Here we go. All right, we're back. Whew, that was scary. My phone died, and I thought I had just lost an hour and 30 minutes of video. Oh, I need to adjust.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Alright.
Alright, now we're back.
Better.
Is it-
Okay.
Is it angled?
Yeah, I think we're good. So, that was scary. Man, if I would have lost an hour and 30 minutes of recording.
We would have just dropped the podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
None.
might have been the end. Might have been the end of That's My Quarterback Forever. Alright, so yeah, I think where we left off was this is all tilted now. I was talking some crap about Leighton's team name. And yeah, so Leighton, AI generated person, AI generated team name.
Makes sense.
And that's the end of my analysis.
Well-
Joe, who do you have number 11?
Number 11, not to have the commissioner, come on. Fly, Eagles fly, like, that's just a chant, that's not a team name. You can't just say fly, Eagles fly, go Pats go is your team name. That's not a
Here
team.
we go, Steelers.
Here we go, Steelers, like that's dumb. Sorry, I should have said dumb, Jeff, I apologize, it's just a bad team name. And I'm passionate about it.
Yeah,
Bad
it
name.
sucks. So bad. You know what? Number 11 for me, also Fly Eagles Fly. I had it in 10, I'm gonna bump it down to 11. Because, yeah,
It's not a name.
it's like, that's great, you know? You're an Eagles fan, they won the Super Bowl.
He has Junior Gibbs,
So what?
name himself Gibbs B. Morris, and I don't know,
Yeah,
like something,
it could have been
anything.
something, yeah, it could have been something creative, but yeah, just Fly Eagles Fly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we know you love your team. We all love our teams, alright?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna name my team Tom Brady, you know?
Yeah.
So-
No, obviously not. Joe Mixon. Yeah, I'm not gonna name my team Ben Roethlisberger.
Number 10 for me, Mercy Rule, everything you said, AI person, AI name, I'm starting to think I'm gonna lose this war if he really is AI.
Yeah, or win by a lot. You never know. So number 10, I have the Velvet Hammers.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Velvet
okay.
Hammers. I don't know, where did that come from? I can't remember. He just came up with it one day and called himself the Velvet Hammer and made a AI ChatGPT image.
I think,
Or was it something like?
I don't know if it's necessarily PG. I think it has something to do with.
Oh, you're saying.
That's what I'm saying, and
Oh,
he
okay,
said
okay.
that's how.
This is a children's podcast.
And then he did, he did go a little too hard on BK and telling us how BK's mom died.
Yeah, maybe we should bring that back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted it, you got
You know,
it.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was the whole part
So
of
that
the
was the
chat.
whole
That
thing.
just was, yeah,
He just
totally
kept on
was spaced
going.
out of my mind. Yeah, he just kept going and going
Kept
and going.
going, and
Yeah.
just would not stop.
Yeah, no, you're
Foggy
right.
called me crying. He was to make him stop. Like, I can't. Like, he's
BK, what is he doing?
um,
Yeah, no,
a
now
little
now I
little messed
remember.
up if you ask me.
Now I remember. Yeah, the Velvet Hammer.
That was your number
I
10.
feel like that reminded me of like one of those like your team name is like this color if you're in this month and this tool if your birthday is this day, you
I
know?
see.
And it's like, you know, January is like
Velvet.
purple,
Yeah.
February velvet, March green. Yeah.
I
It's
see.
like
Yeah, that is kind of how. Maybe there's a deeper meaning behind it. Keith, please, we don't want to handle your team. Just your team name. Well, Kyle at least.
Yeah.
You did okay.
maybe
in
not a
my
little bit.
rankings.
I think it's a little bit late. I think you can do better.
Alright. That was your 10?
That was my 10. Who you got
So we're
at
at 9. Number 9, Hillis hamstrings. I mean, Peyton Hillis had one good year, or what did bad? I don't get it.
Oh, no,
Peyton Hillis is not.
I think you're way off on this one.
I don't like. What is the deal?
I like those hamstrings a lot.
Tell me the story. I just don't know.
Like Peyton Hillis, I think I just might have a soft spot for him, like obviously like Brent does.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean he
He's a
he
wide
was on
running back.
Magic Number one year. Yeah, I guess he is a wide running back. I didn't even
The
notice.
soft spot, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean the guy was just like a big old dude, more like a neck pad,
Mm.
just absolute stud, and
From
had
one
like
year.
an amazing season for the Browns. Yeah,
Mm.
out of nowhere.
What were you saying about Kyle Pitts having one good season?
Yeah, wouldn't, you know, Peyton Hillis' one season was a lot better than Kyle Pitts' one season. But
I just think naming your team Hillis hamstring is like naming your team I don't know, like Tua's concussions. Like, I don't know. Like, come on.
Not a bad team.
If you have Tua, maybe. I just don't feel it. So, for me,
Seeing Tua.
seeing Tua,
Tua.
I'm gonna pick up Tua.
Dude, I just thought of that. I didn't actually see that on the internet or anything. I wonder if that one's already out there though. Seeing Tua. That's pretty good. Who's got Tua?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my thing. Is naming a player. Naming a player after their injuries. It's an old player, not even in the league anymore. Like I just don't understand it.
Alright,
Number
that's
9.
fine. I'm gonna save a little bit of analysis because I've got him pretty high. So I'll save some of my opinion on that one. Number 9 for me, I'm gonna go Mahomes. I think Mahomes is good, but I think it's a little bit overused. I think.
Right.
I've heard a lot. I feel like every time someone has Mahomes on their team, that they're the Mahomes. And it's still good. It's still funny, but.
Is it funny?
It's not. I don't know. It's not classic. It's not quite a classic yet.
I think it's basic. I don't.
Yeah, maybe a little basic.
I think it's basic.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say that. I'm not trying to catch you up because that was your number 9. Mahomes is my number 8.
Okay.
Number 8, so we're right there, kind of on the lower half.
Yeah.
It's just a basic name.
Yeah.
Like,
Meh.
come up with something.
Meh.
Like, what else? Well, who else is on this team? I don't know. Like, you could say, here comes McBride. You know?
Oh, that's pretty
Like,
good.
he has McBride, best player. Why
Oh
not?
man, I like that.
Like,
Ben, you might need to change your team
easy. Change your team name, Ben.
right now.
Listen, I know you're a backup quarterback. You got a backup team name, dude. Like,
If you're listening to 1 hour and 40 minutes in,
ooh.
yeah, you better change that. Here comes McBride. That might be elite.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah, Mahomes. I'm not even a Mahomes hater like a lot of people, but
ooh.
Mahomes.
Basic name.
Yeah, number 8. I got. And I debated whether I thought this one was funny enough to be higher. I got the lone Mexican.
The lone Mexican.
The lone Mexican number 8. I think it is funny. The fact that he is the only Mexican in this league. Obviously, Joe Munoz over here. He's got some Mexican.
I have the last name. I'm going to Juan Somoza, so.
Okay. Yeah.
You heard me try to
We're
say
pretty tan right now.
Queso
Big Joe's.
Barria.
Yeah, that is true. You can't roll your R's.
Con,
I think yeah. Oh, that was pretty good.
consomme.
Consume.
Spicy. I don't want to offend Fogsy anymore. It's just,
But yeah, the lone Mexican, it is a fact. Other than that, it doesn't do much for me. It's a little bit funny. A little bit.
Did you
Funny
include?
enough to make it to the number 8 spot.
Did you include the emojis with it? All the burritos and the.
I kind of just ignored the
Sombrero,
emojis. Maybe that should have been part of my analysis. But who you got number 7?
7. Big beautiful team. I got that number 7. I think it's a good one. I think just for the times, I don't know if it's always going to stay as like a good name. I'd like to see him name it after a player, like the Hall Monitor or something. Brees Hall, or something like that.
Okay, that's really good. You brought some good names to the table.
It is just names I've named my teams in the past.
Okay, yeah.
With some of the players I've had. I take my name very serious, as you can tell with Joe Mixon.
Absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, I like the big beautiful team. I think it's a decent one. It should be right there in the middle.
Yeah, number 7. I think you're a little low on the beautiful team. I like it.
He's got a high
I think recent, using recent events in the team name, I like that a lot. I'll save some analysis on that one because I have that one pretty high. But number 7, I have Like a Good Neighbors.
Ooh, number 7, huh?
This is where I feel like we're getting into the good team names. Top 7, I think, are the good team names in the league. So I had 1 through 7. I think are all fairly strong. Not a huge difference between them.
Yeah.
I do like a Good Neighbors. Clever. Obviously, State Farm. Maybe it's just getting a little old. Even though Neighbors has only been into the 2nd season.
Have you heard it multiple times?
Yeah, I think I've seen it out there. Definitely,
Do you think Mike Googled this?
maybe. I think maybe he did.
Okay.
But I have nothing against that because my team name, I did full disclosure, full honesty. I didn't think of it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I Googled some funny team names for players on my league, and that was one I liked the most. So I'm not gonna criticize anyone for doing that. But yeah, like Good Neighbors, good team name, not good team name, maybe not great. Got him at number 7. You got 6.
I'm going number 6. I'm going with the Velvet Hammers just because Keith was relentless when it came to him just roasting on BK. Like, who does that?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
tell me that. Who does
took it
that?
back to 2nd grade with the basically Yo Mama jokes, kind of.
Found
Was
out.
there Yo Mama jokes, or was he just basically like talking bad about his mom, joking in a joking manner? I can't remember.
He said something about his mom, and I let him know, hey, Keith, BK's mom passed away. BK confirmed it in the group chat, and Keith just kept on going. He said, yeah, she passed away on the Velvet Hammer. So I was just like, come on,
Wow.
dude. Like, it's
Wow.
how do you, I don't know. I got that number
Yeah,
6.
this is tough because this is not a serious podcast. We like to have fun. The group chat is not a serious group chat. We like to have fun in the group chat. And I think BK was being a good sport about it.
I think
But let's keep the moms off limits.
that's what I'm saying. I think Keith should at least owe BK that pick that he's trying to trade away the 108.
Maybe.
Like, I think just to make up for the trauma that's been brought back up,
Yeah,
Keith needs to give BK the 108. That's what I think.
I think that's fair.
Anyway, Velvet Hammers, I got that number 6.
I think
Right
that's
in the
fair.
middle.
Number 6, I have Chasing Greatness. This is and Isaac, obviously the champ. He's got 2 chases on his team. He's got Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. So I think in that respect, it's a really good team name pick for him. Chasing Greatness.
I have inside information. He's trying to pick up Chase Claypool.
Oh,
So,
okay.
off the waivers.
Yeah, Chase Claypool. I just read a report about him. He might be back. He might be back. Who? What? Yeah, he's on the Bills now.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah.
He needs to add Chase
Somebody's got to
Claypool.
run
just
the
to-
waiver wire after hearing
Fonzie's
this.
going to pick him up.
Yeah, might be getting before the podcast is over.
Uh,
But yeah, Chasing Greatness, good team name. I like it. I don't like the Cincinnati Bengals, so that might be some reason why I don't have it higher.
yeah.
But who you got number 5?
Number 5, I got the Low Mexican. I thought it was a good one. He's had that since the beginning. He spent about 2 minutes in the group chat and he messaged me and said, hey, is everyone in this league white? I said, yeah. He goes, yeah, it sounds like it. And he named himself the Low Mexican. So he understands he's in a white league. So
Yeah. He is factually the Little Mexican. It's a factual team name right there. Number 5, I got my own. I have in Jigbas in Paris. It would be number 1, except that I didn't think of it on my own. Got it off of Google. In Jigbas in Paris is a play on the famous Jay-Z Kanye West album that came out when we were all in our prime rap music listening age in high school.
Well, BK would have
We
been
needed some music to pump you up before your basketball game, football game, whatever it may be. So love the song. We're not gonna say the N-word on this podcast. That we don't want to get canceled.
Right.
Just 2 episodes in. I'm not even gonna say the Nigga because
So how do you
I would
pronounce
never say the hard R. Never say the hard R. Yeah. But
How do you pronounce your name one more
I
time?
wouldn't even say Nigguh.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah, just none of them. Just
So
not
is
gonna
it-
say it.
Is it in Jigbas? Is that what it is?
Yeah, in Jigbas. Jackson Smith in
In
Jigba.
Jigba.
In Jigbas in Paris. And if you're really paying attention, you might have noticed that my picture is the album art. Yeah.
I thought your picture was your little, oh, that's in the Telegram, your little picture of you
Oh yeah.
as a kid. I thought it
My
was-
kindergarten ID.
Yeah.
Still in my wallet. Alright, who you got at number 4?
Oh, yeah, 4. I got Chasing Greatness. I thought it was clever. He won the championship. Jamar Chase. Chase Brown, potentially Chase Claypool. I think that is a good name, a top 4.
Definitely solid.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, I have Joe Mixon.
There we go.
You have Joe Mixon at 12, but I think I just like the backstory of Joe Mixon so much.
Everybody hated on him.
Everybody hated on you, and he's your ride or die player this year. He's your legacy player. Your fantasy football legacy is on the line with Joe Mixon,
Mm-hmm.
so it's only fitting that he is your team name.
Right.
So the backstory is the whole reason why I have it at number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's not it's just the guy's name.
Do you believe me when I say I'm not going to trade Joe Mixon away?
I think I do. I think I've heard enough conviction from you
Mm-hmm.
that I think you're gonna keep him at least through week 1.
Yeah.
At least till the season. Yeah, season. He's gonna be on your roster when the season starts. I fully believe that.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna trade him until I win the championship
Okay,
or he retires.
Oh,
right now.
I like that. Okay.
Until I win the championship or he retires, Joe Mixon off the table. Jeff,
That's
quit
huge.
sending me gifts.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Would you commit to starting him every week of this season? Given that,
As of right now,
given that he's not injured
Given he's not injured,
and not on a bye.
oh, that's a big ask. Letting people set my lineup for me. Because I think after the draft, I'm gonna have some good studs. I think I'm gonna have some good studs after the draft. And
You already have a really strong team.
Joe Mixon's up there. He will be in my lineup as much as possible, especially who started the whole Joe Mixon's old thing. I don't even remember. I just know that I'm supposed to trade him or not trade
It
him.
might have been Fonzie. He just says everybody's old. It's over like 25 years old. Yeah.
Anyway, I appreciate the love there. You said number 4.
Yeah. Who you got number 3?
I got in Jubas in Paris. I do know, even before you told me, I do know that was a Google name. You Google any like fun fantasy football names, that's gonna be in the top 10. My wife thought it was hilarious, and so had to give us some extra love and throw it up there.
Oh, thank you.
So in Jubas in Paris, cracks the top 3.
All right. Number 3 for me, I have Burrowito Supreme. That's Steven's team. He changed his team name not that long ago to, well, at least I think it's when he got Burrow, right? Which wasn't that long ago. Changed it to Burrowito Supreme.
Now you guys are like best friends, right?
Yeah.
Did he name that because you did a Mexican food restaurant for a long time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Taco Del?
Yeah. Del Taco.
Del Taco.
Del
That's right,
Taco.
Del Taco.
Yeah. I don't know, that's a good question. But it's no question it is an elite team name. It's in my top 3. So I could have even had it higher, now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, Burrowito Supreme, hilarious. Who doesn't love Taco Bell? We all love the Burrito Supreme.
That's true. I know Jeff really likes the beefy 5-layer burritos.
That's
I
true.
remember that he
Mhm.
does
You might like them a little too much.
unspeakable things with them, from what I understand, and gets them DoorDashed in bad times. So my number two happens to be Burrowito Supreme.
All
I
right.
think that's a classic. That's
Both high.
and that is an elite name, like you were saying. He's number 2 in my book. Which that would be my number 1.
Do you think Steven Tyler Downwards, probably maybe Google?
Even if it's Google, I haven't
It's
heard
still,
it very often.
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one.
Yeah,
And this is his best player in my opinion.
yeah,
So
yeah. I think we both maybe had him as his best player.
I think because my number 1 you ranked pretty low, but I think overall Steven has the highest average between ours. He
Yeah.
might have the overall
Yeah.
best.
True.
Right
You
now.
got 3 and 2. Yeah. Number 2, I have the big beautiful team.
Ooh.
I do like the team name. I did. BK was upset that he wasn't getting more clout. for it.
Enough love, yeah.
Called everyone a lid.
Yeah.
I think that we can call Joe big lib. Big Joe's, Live
Where-
Joe,
where did
Live Joe's, there we
What did
go.
I have? I'll lift him up.
Live Joe's pool service, because he had him how low? Which is like
Seven.
number 7? Not even
I will
half?
lift him up just to not be called Lib.
No, Live Joe's pool
No,
service.
Liv Joe's. Well, none of that.
Live Joe's
Don't
pool
even
service.
start with that
Make-
Lib. Don't even start with that Lib Joe.
Making an AI, give Joe with purple and pink
Oh my
hair.
gosh. Lib Joe.
Yeah, so Live Joe's pool service. That maybe
I
we should
can't
change
wait
our
for
team to
the-
Live Joe's.
I can't wait for the AI photo.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Lib Joe.
Somebody please do that as soon as they.
You're gonna hang it up right here in the background.
Yeah, we're gonna have Live Joe, and then Big Chicken Joe, Live Joe,
Cowboy Joe.
Cowboy Joe. Yeah, we'll get them all. We'll get all of Joe's characters. Live Joe, and yeah, Big Beautiful Team. Obviously, the Big Beautiful Bill. Good old number 45 and 47 now, Donald Trump. Yeah, I think he's 45th president, now 47. Yeah, I'm a big Trump fan. Yeah, a lot of good things in the bill. Obviously, Elon doesn't like it because he was focused on cutting back all the spending, and this bill is going to be the most expensive bill. But I can't talk in depth about politics because I just don't follow it close enough.
Yeah.
But at least from what I'm hearing is, even though it is the biggest bill, there's a lot of good things in there that are going to help, middle class Americans like you and I,
Right.
and that are going to help for the defense of this country. And I'm going to stop talking about politics because, this is not a politics podcast, and we need to know Joe's number 1 team.
My number 1, Mike, Like the Good Neighbors. I haven't heard it before. I know you said you've heard it a couple of times already. I haven't heard it before. And maybe it's because I traded away Malik Neighbors and a bunch of first round picks, and probably one of the worst trades ever. But I acquired CeeDee Lamb out of it, so it's okay.
Not that bad.
But I think I gave away like 4 first round picks and Malik Neighbors for CeeDee Lamb. It was
Wow. That was a big
just a lot of trades or a lot of first round picks. But Like the Good Neighbors.
Only you could have made that trade and still have the team that you have.
Imagine the team I would have had had I not made that trade.
I
Now
mean,
Mike is sitting
I don't
up
know.
high and mighty,
who knows?
where I think I might have just made Mike OP. I think Steven's gonna shut him down in the basketball game. I'm calling it now. Mike, 0 assists,
Make me
0
like Mike.
points. Steven with the block at the rim.
Oh, alright. No Mike Jordan.
Oh,
No Michael Jordan. Alright, number 1 was one Joe had is number 11 or something maybe.
we
I've
both.
got Hillis' hamstring.
Oh, come on. Hillis Sanchez was 9. Explain it.
I think I just have a soft spot for this team name because I have a soft spot for Peyton Hillis. I can remember one of the first, when I was first getting into college football, I was watching the Arkansas Razorbacks play against LSU one week. LSU, I think, was undefeated. And Arkansas just did not have a quarterback, but they had Darren McFadden, they had Felix Jones, and they had Peyton Hillis. So they had 3 NFL, 3 guys that ended up, obviously McFadden had the most success and was the most highly touted, but Felix Jones had some good seasons with the Cowboys, if, true NFL fans might
And
remember.
Hillis had 1 season.
And Peyton Hillis had one just amazing season for the Browns. And I remember Peyton Hillis in college and all those guys, and I think they either almost upset them or did upset them in that game. I think they're unranked and might have won that game and barely, I don't even know if they threw with the quarterback. They did have a quarterback, but it was mostly snap it to McFadden and Felix Jones in motion, and then sometimes give it to Hillis. But yeah, that was a fun team, fun memories, and Hillis was just he almost a little bit Mike Allstott-esque, wore the number 40, wore a neck pad, not as big of a neck pad as Allstott, but he was just a super fun player that I really liked. Hillis, I think he was drafted by the Broncos and then eventually went to the Browns. Yeah. And
Or vice versa.
yeah, I think, and when he got to the Browns, it's just when he got used a lot. They finally realized hey, this guy's actually we could just give him the ball all the time. And then I think he had some injuries after that, But I think when he was on the Broncos, he still got carries and stuff, but he just wasn't like, their every down running back.
Is Cam
He was
Scatterbo Hillis 2.0?
As far as how fun he's gonna be, I think we could say that. I think he's a little bit different running back than Hillis. There's definitely some similarities though, because he's pretty big
Pretty
dude,
white.
hard-nosed runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty white. Yeah. So yeah, I think that'd be a fun comparison. But yeah,
Do you
so
think, Cam's gonna have more success than Peyton Hillis?
Dang, I'd have to look at his career stats. But yeah, I'll say, I think they could have a pretty similar career. I can see Scatterbo have like one, pretty crazy year, and then fizzles out. We don't hear from him a lot after that.
No,
I just explained why I like the team name so much. But Brent, good team name. Yeah, obviously he was, had some strong hamstrings for sure. Hillis's hamstrings could rival Saquon's quads maybe. But yeah, great team name.
I will add on one thing that I didn't think of until now. Our league name is called the Madden Cursed. Hillis falls victim of the Madden Curse. So I think I appreciate it a little more now.
Fitting.
I'd probably swap that with the big beautiful team. I'll probably move that up to 7 and BK since everyone's gonna be calling me Lib anyway.
Fair enough.
I'll put him down to 9.
Fair enough. I should mention in my wife's rankings, she also had Like a Good Neighbors number 1. She really liked that one. So I'll admit 7 might be a little low for that one. It's a good team name. For some reason, I think maybe when I was Googling cool fantasy team names like a year ago or something, that one just kept popping up. And I was like, it's good, but I guess I just didn't think it was that good.
I just got this crazy idea, it's kind of a little off topic.
Okay.
If we ever make it to our 100th episode, our wives gotta do the show for us. We're just gonna wives in this room together, we'll babysit, and then record the show.
That'd be hilarious.
We'll just let them go through the group chat and figure out what the heck's going on.
Maybe at that point, they might have a good sense of everyone in the league. Man,
100 episodes,
maybe we'll make it. That'd be fun.
This is 2.
Hopefully make it.
I mean, we're gonna try to go weekly during the season.
Yeah,
So,
I really would like to.
Yeah.
And yeah, mock draft coming up next episode.
A lot of big things.
That'll be fun. Speaking of making it to 100 episodes and how long this league might go, I feel like some people have said in the chat because obviously Keith likes to try to trade away his 20, 35 picks, and some people have said league's not gonna be around anymore. Then I hope nothing happens to this league. I'm having a lot of fun.
I think as long as we have a healthy chat, or we quit making fun of people's moms, I think this league, and as long as the nuke doesn't come out, I think this league is going to be sticking around for our kids to inherit.
I thought the nuke was coming out at the draft party. Maybe.
I don't know, Kyle.
Yet to be seen?
Kyle, I don't know. This will be an off-air conversation. I can't say.
Okay. Alright, yeah. Maybe we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But anyways, speaking of nukes, I think maybe the only thing that would stop this league is, actual nukes.
Right.
Or maybe
Talking about the We Hate Jeff segment?
Maybe user strings. Yeah, alright, yeah.
I thought you were referring. I thought I was about to nuke Jeff right now.
Oh.
I thought you were about to. I was going to take it easy on him. I was going to take it easy on you, Jeff, but after all those dumb trades, Gibbs for Joe Mixon, in your dreams, this is one that I'm passionate about. Just to recap, the whole we've read about at the beginning of the podcast, so if you need to listen to what last week's was, go ahead and re-listen to this podcast. Do we name it We Hate Jeff segment, or what do we name it?
I think we're still workshopping it.
What about Justice for Jeff? I don't know.
Justice for Jeff? No.
If you guys have any ideas what to call this, put it.
Jeff Goodell.
Jeff Goodell. The Jeff Goodell statement. I was going to take it easy on you, and I told Kyle in our pre-podcast meeting I was going to take it easy this week. However, it just burned inside of me. I have to get this out. So I pulled up something that I want us to take a look at here. Who is this league ran by? We all see Jeff, right? Is it really ran by Jeff? I do not know. I will say I would bet I will let Jeff name my next born kid if this league is ran by him because
Wow.
I do not think this league is ran by him.
That's
And I have the evidence to prove it.
So wait, who do you think the league is ran by if it's not run by Jeff?
It's obvious. It's by Keith.
Oh.
Keith is the one who runs the league, controls Jeff. Anything Keith says goes.
Wow.
And I mean, I think it's obvious. Back on April 16th, I laid out these reasons, and I have a platform to share. Reasons why. Some of these things I'll talk about later, more in depth of why we dislike Jeff as a commissioner, as a cook, amazing commissioner,
Elite.
terrible cook, elite commissioner.
Where's his approval rating right now? In the dumps?
I think last time we
Is
said
it
50-50.
50-50?
I think that apology statement brought him up to about 60-40.
Okay.
After hearing, of people
Yeah.
realize he didn't
Back
really
down to, like,
apologize,
52%.
something like that.
Yeah, just a small increase.
So here's what I'm saying. Here are some of the things that prove to me why Keith runs this league. Number one, beginning of our league, all players were to be on waivers. Keith picks up the players as free agents. Commissioner lets it go. We talked about that last week.
Was not overturned.
If it was anybody else who picked him up and Keith said, hey man, that's not fair, it would have been overturned. Number two, Commissioner was firm the very first year on 14 playoffs. He wants 14 playoffs. Keith says, I don't have a good enough team to make top four. I need a top 8 playoffs. What does the commissioner do? Kyle, what do you think he did?
I think he made an 18 playoff.
He made an 8-team playoff. Number three, we were allowed to keep as many players as we wanted. He said, if you want to draft 2, all you got to do is drop 2. If you want to draft 3, drop 3. You don't have to draft any, you can keep all of them. So for number 3, we were allowed to keep as many players as we wanted. And then Keith wanted more free agents. He wants some more free agents to add. So now we have to cut down to 15 because he said there's not enough people on the waiver wire. There's nobody. We have to cut our roster down to 15. So
The
therefore,
20-man bench was interesting. It was 20-man bench, right? Or was it 15 or 20-man bench that we had?
I think we had a 20. We had a 20-man. Or it might have been 25 at one point.
Because what yeah, it was.
Year one, it might have been 25. Now it's 20.
Now it's.
Uh,
Wait, 20, not 20 on the bench. 20.
No, not on the bench.
1,
No.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the bench is 10.
Yeah.
How much was it for the bench?
The,
Was it 15 or 20?
the other one was.
Because it was a big bench.
It was a big bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
which made it.
long story short.
It changed a lot.
Long story short, Keith says, I need more free agents. What happens? Jeff gives Keith what he wants. Number 4, we vote to overturn trades. That's how we used to do things, to try to keep things fair, to keep, prevent people from having collusions. I complain, why are we voting? Just let us on our team. Whatever. Jeff doesn't do anything. Keith complains, why are we voting against my team? Whatever, I think it was like the Terry McLaurin thing that went through, or the Chris Olave one. It was one of those trades he starts complaining, and now do we vote on our trades? We don't. And that's all because Keith said he did not want to vote on trades anymore. Number 5, this is a big one. At the very beginning of our league, there was a no tattoo punishment. We voted as a league, 0 tattoos. It passed the vote back when we used to vote, and Keith complained about it. And what did Jeff do? He allowed it. Now it can be, it's possible that Ben might get a tramp stamp. I don't know. Just because Keith wanted to have this, but that's back when we were voting everything, and it passed. No tattoos.
Yeah.
Yet Jeff says, I don't know, guys. Let me talk to Keith, and now it can be on the wheel. Number 6, Joe says the draft order should follow like the NFL draft. The commissioner says, no, it's going to snake. Okay, whatever, And then all of a sudden, 4 months later, Keith proposes the same thing. And what does Jeff say? That's a great idea. I like it. Let's do it.
Wow.
So you tell me, who's making the decisions here? Because this based off of those, I think it was like 6 things. Who does it seem like?
I think you brought a lot of interesting things to light. A lot of these things I didn't even realize.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them I do remember happening, but I don't even remember Keith's involvement being that big in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitely, I'd say, more than a conspiracy theory.
Right. I
think
tabs.
this thing has some wheels. But yeah, all those changes you brought up reminded me of just all the changes in general that have been made.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about every single one
in
of
the
them.
first 2 years, which I'm not opposed to changes that I think make the league better. But changing just to change or change just because someone complains, I'm definitely opposed to that.
Tell me what you think about that tattoo punishment, how we all voted it down, and yet now it's a possibility to be on the wheel.
Yeah, I'm definitely not getting a tattoo. I think most people probably aren't getting a tattoo.
You were one that voted against it.
I did vote against the tattoo. I would have to choose the cop out, which would suck. I mean, the cop out, there was also some chat that the cop out wasn't harsh enough. The cop out's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
I mean, losing a first round pick and losing your best player potentially,
and then buying in
and spend an extra $100
for the winner.
Yeah. So I mean that's rough. So don't even try to be trying to say that it needs to be a harder cop out or kicked out of the league. That's a little bit of a stretch, I think. But yeah, definitely not getting a tattoo, and I think a lot of people agree with that. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. I guess I'm gonna try my hardest not to get last. Actually, I won't say it is what it is. I mean, you're right. There's definitely some injustice here.
There needs to be something figured out. We need evidence that Jeff is an actual commissioner. And if he is an actual commissioner, why does he favor Keith's opinion more? Is it because Keith is a commissioner in his league? Are you a commissioner in your league?
I am a commissioner.
Yeah, how come he doesn't value your opinion?
There's no shadow commissioner in my league.
Yeah, I'm a commissioner in the league, and he doesn't value my opinions.
Do you think that Keith has blackmail on Jeff?
I haven't thought of that. And if he does, I understand why that Jeff is allowing him to make those calls. That's a big conspiracy theory. I'll get my spy Leighton on it, or Leighton.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might happen in the real NFL. Guys have dirt on Goodell maybe. We see that happen with owners. I think Dan Snyder.
Well, I'm gonna ask her on the league, and I'm gonna get dirt on Jeff so I can start making some decisions. What would be if you could change one thing in the league?
Shadow commissioner.
What end on this? If you can change one thing in the league, what would you change? Tell the commissioner.
Jeff, what would I change? I'm trying to think about the whole list that Joe just had, and what was the most frustrating change in the league. Well, I mean, obviously we can't go back and change the free agency thing. Man, a lot of the things that have been changed, I've just kind of we've obviously been forced to make changes accordingly. So I think that I'm happy with the changes that I've made in reaction to the rule changes. I mean, I think I would change I'm just not a huge punishment guy. The punishments are fun, but cop-out's too harsh, and we should be able to vote against punishments that we universally don't want.
So you would put a vote, you'd have to vote it onto the will, the league.
Yeah, I think if there's one that's controversial,
like a tattoo,
I think it should be voted to get on there. And honestly, I wouldn't hate it I think we should probably bring back the voting on trades getting vetoed too, because there's been. I would say there's been a ton of trades in the league that I think should have definitely been reversed, but I think there's at least been 2 or 3.
You think the Chris Olave trade was
trades on the list.
Okay. You
But,
think the
Parker Washington trade on the list.
Yeah.
But we discussed that.
Is there any collusion between the brothers going on?
You know,
Isn't it kind of?
we talked about last episode. Starboys toilet bowl this year. We're not having the Starboys teams, but you know, hope maybe they'll prove us wrong.
If I could change one thing,
Number one team name, but I don't know if the team matches.
if I could change one thing in the league, I would say that 8-team playoff is way too much. Everybody makes playoffs. Come on. Like,
Yeah,
at the very max, there could be a maximum of 6 teams. I feel like.
yeah. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
That might be one for me too. I mean, the thing is, with 6, I don't think the bye week. I don't like you know, a bye week.
Yeah.
So it almost makes it seem like it would have to be 4 or 8. But yeah, 4. I think 4 is
I'd rather
better.
have 4 than 8.
Yeah, I agree. I obviously I have only 4 teams in my 16-team league, so.
Do you think we're ever gonna get our voting power back?
No. Has Jeff ever vetoed a trade? Because Jeff's the one who can
Yeah,
veto a
he
trade.
vetoed.
Has he said if he?
Season 1, he vetoed when I sent Devontae Adams to Fonzie, and he sent me T. Higgins. Something like that. It was T. Higgins for Devontae Adams.
Wait, did he veto it originally and then let it through later?
Yeah, he vetoed it. I complained to him. I threw a big fit. Next thing you know, he ends up letting it go through. After
I remember that. Yeah, that was one.
everyone was freaking out. They were asking who's. No one in the league knew like who's
That was
getting
one of
ripped off
the.
there.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember. Yeah, I remember asking that question. Like, who's? Wait a second, who's policing who?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of the first heated debates
Mhm.
in the chat.
To this day, I still talk about it.
Yeah, Devontae Adams or T. Higgins, and I think that they were saying that you were the one that was getting fleeced, giving up. Because you were giving up Devontae and getting T. Higgins, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and I think if anything, we've seen since then. I think that T. Higgins has been better since then, hasn't he?
Mhm.
Because I mean, he was terrific when he came back healthy with the Bengals, and Devontae Adams has been a little bit injured and was, you know, left the Raiders, wasn't great on the Jets,
Mhm.
and T. Higgins is younger too, I think.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was odd,
Right.
but yeah,
There just needs to be some kind of. I just want Jeff to be a true commissioner. I don't want to have a shadow commissioner. I need Jeff to be the true commissioner. I know he says he has a panel of people he talks to about serious things.
wonder who's on the panel.
Probably Keith, maybe.
One man down.
So that's what I have about Jeff this week. He doesn't even remember.
Should he be more? Should he be more of a dictator
Yes.
or less of a dictator?
I think he should be more of a dictator. I respond to authority. If he's more of a dictator and Keith is out of the picture, not, pulling the strings or anything, I think this league would go a lot smoother.
Okay.
So Jeff, step up your game. I'm tired of being hurt by you.
But to be fair though, we want a dictatorship with some form of democracy as well. Right? Because we want to be able to vote on some things.
I just don't want it to be wishy-washy. That's what it is. Be
Yeah.
one or the other.
You're right.
You know?
In that sense.
If you're gonna be a dictator, then lead me. If you want to vote, then honor the votes.
Yeah. We do.
Why is the tattoo punishment able to be on the wiggle?
We do need consistency. That's for sure.
Mhm.
We would love consistency with our commissioner. And yeah, I think our league has gotten to. I think we've gotten to a good spot. I'll say I'm not upset where the league is right now today. I think it's still the rule with all the rules and everything. I think it is still a very fun league. I know we like to harp on Jeff for his past mistakes. We feel, but I'm having fun in this league.
Now, do you have more fun in the league, or do you have more fun in the chat?
The chat is really fun.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
Is
Chat
the
really
league
fun.
being ran well? No, but we are being smoke screened by the chat.
It could be.
I paid $100 a year just to be in this chat. That's what's going on.
So far, yeah.
Uh,
So far, both of us have. Yeah. But yeah, that is our episode. Episode 2. That's my quarterback podcast. Looking forward to next episode.
How long do you think this one went?
Man, this one is Probably, I think we might have gone over 2 hours.
Oof.
I'll have to check the time. But yeah, hopefully I can get this thing up on YouTube sooner rather than later. That way everyone can have a listen. Cause you'll definitely, oh man,
It's like 2 a.m. right
Yeah.
now, so.
1:34 a.m. But yeah, you'll definitely wanna, listen to it probably in pieces.
Somebody's shared the link with Liam, or Leighton. Is it Liam or Leighton?
Leighton.
And then is it Quesadilla?
Quesadilla.
Leighton.
Leighton went to La Imperial and had 4 quesadilla tacos with a side of consomme.
I'm not even gonna attempt that. Someone just share the link with them, alright? That's our goal, to get him to listen and comment in
Yeah.
the chat.
Yeah, no, if Leighton would listen. Wow.
We'll make it big.
Yeah.
And this is where you cue out the music.
Share the pod. Go follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Oh.
Bye bye.